Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another day, another episode, another week, another edition of 30 NSG. On today's show, we're going to be talking about No Man's Sky. We didn't get to it yesterday. We're going to talk about it today. We're going to be talking about Multiverses. We talked about it. I gave you my opinion yesterday. I'll give you my opinion again today more. But there's an article and a Reddit post that came out. It said how much stuff is missing from the actual game, from the beta to what the actual full launch is. So we're going to talk about that today as well. We're also going to talk about Destiny 2's Final Shape DLC leaks early, and Bungie nukes the servers, which, I mean, hell, Sony is not having a good month of May. Let's say that. End of April, beginning of May. If we have time, we'll talk about Sony's comments to day and date PC launches. We'll talk about that later in the day as well. If you like what I do here, we do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning to about noon Eastern. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you'd like to go above and beyond that. You become a member as little as $5. What's going on, Travis? What's going on, Eclipse? Jojo, Waterbear, Eric, PL, Dolphin, good morning. How's everyone doing? Water? Oh, I already said water. I said water twice. How much I like you, Water. How much I like you. Travis says, who's ready for Sony to dominate again? Also, I like the new starting soon graphics. Thank you. I literally just completed it last night. I was messing with stuff. I'm not happy with it just yet. I got to make new screens and stuff here. But I appreciate that. Sub says, I like the new intro. Dolphin says, I like the new intro. Appreciate it. What's going on, more cats? I gotta rearrange my speakers on my desk. You opened up the Reddit and saw everything? Yeah, we're gonna go over that. I think we're gonna talk about the Sony debacle or Bungie debacle. I don't know what you would call it. I just find it funny that no one can catch a break. And we have a couple articles from the PlayStation thing. We have one from PC Games N, and then we also have one from Paul Tasky, both talking about the Sony leak of Destiny 2. Now, it has evolved over the time, so we'll talk about that as well. Ron Slusher says, is a PSN account required to watch the state of play? Maybe, Ron. Water says, I'm going to go against the grain and say I don't like it. I appreciate the feedback. I appreciate the feedback, Water. Yeah, I don't have any borders or anything for this. So when we go to like this screen as well, I got to make borders and stuff for this. So, but I do like the purple background and stuff like that. I'm trying to incorporate my colors of my logo. So I've taken all the logo colors and I've moved them over to incorporate with the entire theme of the stream. I'm going to try to make new pop-ups when people subscribe and stuff like that. We're going to try a bunch of different things. I'm teaching myself a program with editing, a bunch of different programs that I've been wanting to do for a while to like spruce up the stream a little bit. Travis says a PSN account required for people to use their eyeballs. Water says, remember, we all hate change. It's human nature. Keep everything the same. Always. That's right. I love change. I absolutely love change. My wife hates change. Hates it. So every time I do something, like if it was me, Water, I would love to put all my furniture on caster wheels so I could roll it around and move it because I love rearranging stuff. Unfortunately, we live in a house where my living room has to stay the same because we only have one giant wall where the wall unit goes. Okay? Otherwise, I would change it all the time. I change my office 2 times a year. Right? I mean, obviously, I used to be on that wall when I first started streaming in this house. Right? I was actually over where that TV was, facing that direction. And then I slid over this way. And then I went to that corner. Right? Then I was in this corner. Okay? And now I have a standing desk. I love change. Love changing stuff. Come on, Gene. All right. Let's start with the first story here. Before we start the first story, I want to see if there's an update because I like to, we're doing live in time of what's happening here with the leak that happened with Destiny. Okay. So let's let me see here. Let me see. Anything else that's happening? Okay. Door. All right. So no new update. All right. So Paul Tassi actually has one. He says there was a wide range of reports on how far people got into the campaign, and it may not be everything. But I don't think it's one guy got through half the first cutscene and got booted either. So one person said I was able to play the first story mission and half of the second one and access the well underway at the time. It's been discovered and reported that Destiny links Reddit hours prior to leaks dropping. So, all right. So let's get to this first story, right? Let's get to this first story. So Destiny... Let me stop this music. All right, so Destiny 2's Final Shape DLC leaks early and Bungie nukes servers. If you guys like what I do here, I cover news stories live on the air. I haven't read the story yet. I read it first time with you guys. If you'd like to submit news stories for this show, we do Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. You can do that in our Discord. Discord is free for everybody in general, and to submit stories, if you want to go deeper into our Discord server, you have to become a member of this channel. Once you are a member once, you can be a member of Discord always. So check that out if you want to. So, let's see. Destiny 2, the Final Shape DLC leaks early. Bungie nuke servers. The Destiny 2 Final Shape DLC has leaked ahead of time and was fully playable on PC until Bungie nuked the servers to damage control. Excuse me. Destiny 2 Final Shape is seamlessly leaked in full with the entire campaign. Excuse me. Still under the weather. Let me start again. Destiny 2, the Final Shape has seamlessly leaked in full with the entire campaign and seasonal content and associated raids, all dropping ahead of the official launch. As a result, Bungie has killed the game's servers, although not before players had a chance to grab screenshots, videos, and updates new content. How does this happen? How does someone in Bungie, in Sony, I don't know, like someone's got to get fired for this, right? Like this is not a slap on the wrist. This is like you really leaked the thing that we need to be well. This doesn't sound very good that someone did this. Okay. Someone forgot to like set the timer for next week and not this week. Destiny 2, the Final Shape release date is just around the corner and is set to close out the MMORPG Dark and Light saga to make way for something completely new. Ahead of its official launch in 5 days' time, however, Destiny 2's newest DLC has leaked and Bungie has been quick to damage control, which is good. Someone forgot to hit the snooze timer. Okay. As per Code Red PSA on Reddit subreddit, okay, claims that the entire DLC was playable in early hours of Thursday, May 30th. Allegedly, players could try out the full campaign season stuff too, as well as check out the raid gear and raid mechanics. Now, also warns Soranza also warns, butchered his name, high five. Okay, huge story spoilers, like massive urgent players to get off the internet. Okay, so if you don't want spoilers, then I don't know if this article is going to say it anything further. I hope not. We'll see. Okay, so just pre-warning. According to him, Bungie was quick to react, pulling Destiny 2 servers on PC to attempt full damage control. While some people were apparently still playing the DLC, it's since become inaccessible. Okay, it says, quote, they've been taken offline, live leaks over, but there's also have a dumb amount of content ready to leak, vids, pics, of course. Anytime anything like this happens, people don't even play the game. They play the game and they just record everything as they do, and then they go back and do screenshots. That's the one downside of the internet, man. If something's up there for a millisecond, it's out there. It's out there. Okay. The thread also since locked the subreddit mod team, noting that due to the extreme nature of this leak, we're hosting a zero-tolerance policy of absolutely any spoilers shared in any capacity on this subreddit. All right? So Bungie has now released a statement at this time, and it's unclear when the PC servers will go live again. PC Games N has reached out to Bungie for comment, and we'll update the article if we receive responses. Hey, look at that. An article that's going to update stuff. Amazing. If you really are holding out for release date, though, I would also suggest muting all things Destiny 2 for a while. If you do want a window into the expect, however, check out our Destiny 2 Final Shape preview, or if you're looking for something to keep it occupied, so go check out their website. All right, let's go see what Paul Tassi has to say about the same topic. He says his title is Sony just leaked Destiny 2's The Final Shape expansion early. In this disastrous morning for Bungie and Destiny 2 community, as next Tuesday's mega expansion, The Final Shape has been leaked early. What precisely happened is still being worked out, but it appears to be an issue with Sony PlayStation 5 streaming, where the DLC was made available briefly through the service. It's also been nuked now, but the damage has also been done. There are no spoilers in this article. Thanks, Paul, for letting us know. This leak allowed some players to start the campaign, but precisely also loads of information in the collection system, leading to story spoilers circulating on the internet, which will also no doubt soon include spamming of them in threads, stream chats, and even in-game. As unfortunately, as always happens with this sort of thing, there is conflicting reports about how far people or players were able to get into the game, ranging from not even at all to way through the first cutscene, and unconfirmed reports of the full playthroughs. Full playthroughs? No way. Okay, let me break that down real fast. Okay. The way for first cutscene to unconfirmed reports of full playthroughs. Now, I understand it's unconfirmed, but do you understand? That means it was out for hours and hours and hours and someone ran through it, or the Final Shape's single player story is super short. That's what I get from that. Okay. But holy Christ, if someone got through the whole playthrough, that's crazy. Part of the collection leaks appear to be raid mods, which also could cast a shadow on what is the highest profile raid race in Destiny history, as if you do not know those leaks, you will also be an immediate disadvantage for those who have been or seen them. However, cryptic, they also may currently sound. This is without a doubt, this is one of the worst leaks and screw-ups I've ever seen, and it appears to be entirely Sony-based, as that this is only platform where it happened, and it's tied up and their streaming functionality. Now, I have a question. The other article said it was on PC. This is saying it's on Sony's side. So does that mean PlayStation and PC? I mean, basically 2/3 of the player base get to play it and got to do this? Interesting. The exact technical nature of this is how it unfolds remains to be seen, but it's an issue which Sony must address immediately. At least this happened elsewhere. There's also others, as of yet, unconfirmed reports that says that have also made Elden Ring Shadow of playable. Oh my God. Sony, what are you doing? Not only did they leak Destiny's DLC, you're telling me now they did Elden Ring's DLC? Oh my God, Sony. Okay. It's hard to overstate how just disparaging a leak of what this was for Bungie, where there's also much things in release the expansion of the culmination of a 10-year saga. Now, the community seems to be rallying to clamp down the spread of this leaks as much as possible, but only the real solution to this is to go completely dark online until Tuesday. Yeah, good luck. Okay, as there's just too many avenues for this stuff to pop up. Thank God I stopped playing like 3 years ago. All it takes is one comment and one line of chat to ruin the plot point, and I've been there before in many different games. Stay online at all, and it's almost impossible to avoid, especially when a leak is this large. And there's also plenty of people with the vendettas against Bungie who are more unhappy to spread stuff like this around maliciously. He says it's awful, and we know exactly what happened here and how it could be avoided in the future, but for Destiny 2, it's too late. Update confirmed leaks so far is no specifics, first cutscene and some dialogue, collections into the including weapons, raid gear, raid mods, and lore tabs with those, and the season pass for episode 1 with gear content in that. So there you go. As he updated. So there you go. That's everything we know about Destiny 2's leak that happened this morning. If you are a Destiny person and you don't want to be ruined, I would take Paul's warning. Don't go on social media. Don't go to anybody's thing. I'll see you later, because you're not going to be watching any kind of live streams or anything like that, because chat will probably ruin it for you if they have their grasp on it. Now, how does this happen? This is, again, let me preference this as I'm not a Sony hater. I'm not an Xbox lover. I'm not an Xbox hater. I'm not a Sony lover. Okay, I'm just a gamer. I just report the news. I just read the news. Okay, but holy Christ, does Sony leak a lot of stuff? I'm talking like Sony's got a boat and there's holes everywhere. They leak information, personal information from people that are clients of theirs. Okay. They leak actual developer stuff. People that have business opportunities with them, like Elden Ring probably did a deal with them or something, and now that leaked. This is crazy, all right? Especially when you're a dev and you're looking to capitalize on what your release of your game is, and then all of a sudden it gets leaked early. Now, obviously, we talk about there's no such thing as leaks. This is 100% a leak, right? This is 5 days early, okay? Now, maybe on some side of the earth, someone's like, no, they planned this. This is to plan and to lead up to the final shape. They leaked it to get it hyped up, to get more people excited about what's in the game, so more people would get in the game. I don't know, man. I don't know. That's like a Clue type of the movie Clue, type of explanation here, right? They went beyond this. You're connecting the dots. I don't believe in that. I believe that they fucked up, right? And why does this keep happening? Why does this keep happening to games and our personal information? Like, can we as a company, Sony, can you get your shit together as far as the private information and your devs and your games and not leak it? Like, can we get security? Like, that would be the #1 priority of what Sony or any company, let's say, take Sony out of this. Any company should put 100% into security on how stuff happens. Now, obviously, a hacker didn't do this. This is internally. They screwed it up by hitting the button and forgot to put the 0.00 for the next week or whatever, right? This is a mess up big time. What do you think about this? Is it a big deal? Is it not a big deal? I don't think it's a big deal as far as like the process of it happening, but I do think it's a big deal that it keeps happening. I think it's a big deal that in 5 days it would have come out and it's fine, but yet something's happening behind the scenes with a lot of these companies that just seems kind of odd. Let me know in the comment section down below what do you think's happening with Destiny 2, if you think they did it on purpose, if you think this was done not intentionally and just unintentionally. Let me know in the comment section down below. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe, and if you like what I do here, please make sure you check out some of our other videos. Thanks for watching. Oh, I just noticed my background disappears because I didn't... Hold on one second. Properties. At loop. There it goes. Let me go back to this screen. Properties loop. Okay, there we go. There we go. All right, let me see what you guys are saying in chat. Let me turn the music back on. Who's a Destiny fan? Water says. So exactly what did they leak? Oh, wait. The same mobs from 10 years ago. And yet they leaks don't hurt Sony. I want to be a Foam Stars content creator when I grow up. I mean, you could do it right now. I mean, you have 95% of the people left, but that 5% that's left, you can get them, Ron. Eclipse says, man, PC players are such babies. There's no reason not to trust Sony with their personal information. Like, I don't understand how there's so many leaks that happen of data breaches, personal information, coding. Like, I don't understand. Eric says, oh, the nightmare of being a Destiny 2 content creator and streamer now. For the next 5 days, just take off. Take off. Someone's going to ruin it for you. Somebody is going to ruin it for you. Oh, Jay Shockblast today also posted something. Let me bring up his tweet. He asked this, and this is exactly why. Let me. Okay. He actually posted something about Destiny. Jay was on our show a couple of months ago, and he asked. Okay, he says, I basically can't accept bounties in Destiny 2 because I have so many quests, but some of them ask me to use guns I just don't have. How do I get them if I maybe deleted them, right? I hate this. I hated stuff like this in Destiny. This is the exact same thing we were talking about with Multiverses yesterday. You got to have like a graphic tee on just to do that mission or that part of the game. Where in this game, it's like, kill this with this gun, but you don't have that gun, so now you have to take 35, 40 hour and a half to go find this weapon or to drop somewhere, shape, or form, so you can use it to then do a daily mission or a quest line to complete your Seasons of the Wish. I hate that. I always hated that. Hated that in that game. Hated it in the game that I'm playing right now. I hate when they take specific things and like, you have to go to the deepest, darkest dungeon and get the sword. And when you get the sword, you gotta kill 5 people. It's like, what? Fallout 76 does this, right? But they do it with, like, really easy stuff. So they do kill 10 guys with a pipe gun. And you're like, I don't have a pipe gun. But you can go to your workbench. And a pipe gun is like, you need 1 pipe, 1 piece of steel, and a piece of wood, right? It's like 3 things. And you can make a pipe gun and then kill the 10 things and go, okay, I'm good. Like, they make it accessible for you to do it super fast. Where other games are like, you need to go on a 10 quest journey. Fight the hardest boss ever. And he has maybe a percentage to drop that gun. And when he does drop that gun, you can then take that gun, and I need you to shoot 5 things. 5 things, 5 Vex. Right? It's like, why? Why do you have to make it artificially extended for no apparent reason? Waterbear says, Microsoft better be way more secure, especially due to the fact that they have military contracts. You would hope, right? Any company, Water, you would hope would have... I'm not saying it doesn't happen to Microsoft. I'm pretty sure Microsoft got hacked before as well, right? But the fact that these companies that just freely just take our data, right? Our information, they use it as currency. It's as good as currency for them, right? It's very expensive for them, right? It's gold. It's better than gold for them. And yet they just willy-nilly just kind of not secure it or whatnot. It's like a bank putting all your money on the counter and not putting it in a vault. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you're a bank. You should be secure. If my money's in your bank, I shouldn't have to worry about it. Hence why I put it in your bank. Otherwise, I put it underneath my mattress. That's where the fun is, 30. You have to stand in a certain spot in a particular time and day wearing the god armor, Azeroth, before the spawn appears. I literally watched a Viva La Dirt video yesterday. It was great. It was the episode where the boss spawns in an MMO and everyone hits it, and the person that gets the last hit gets the thing. And one guy's been there for like an hour and a half, where the other guy just walked up for 5 seconds, hit the thing, and then wins and leaves. I was laughing. I was like, oh God, I miss those. I don't miss those days. I don't miss those days. Security. There's nothing secure. Hell, TikTok owned by China. They have all the shit now. They just wait until everything goes digital. Oh wait, that's right. That's right. Everything's already digital. But poison pants. There's nothing, at least I don't think, in my time playing, I don't remember poison pants saying, like, you have to have poison pants and kill 30 guys. I don't remember that. Is that a thing? Come on, Super Dave. Ron Slusher says, I'd much rather play Destiny 1 offline than Destiny 2. I 100% agree with you. I love Destiny 1. Destiny 1 is such a good memory. And the best part is you can still play it. You can still play it. That's because of poison pants. You're the only person who ever got them? No. Not true. Not true. There you go. Destiny 2 and Sony. Sony's not having a great month as far as like public perception, right? They do the Helldivers thing, right? They do the Helldivers thing. Well, actually, I'm sorry. Let's start over. They had the Stellar Blade thing, okay? About taking out the cosmetics and putting them in and whatnot. Then they had the Helldivers 2 thing with the PSN account stuff. Then they had the Ghost of Tsushima taking out of the 180 countries, and people don't have PSN accounts now and can't buy the games in those countries. And now you have the Destiny 2 leaks and the Elden Ring DLC leaks. Like, what is happening, Sony? Get your shit together. Come on, Buckalorian. Poison Pants sounds like a nickname you give a friend that got STDs in high school. Be like, hey, do you know Chuck? Chuck? You know, Poison Pants. Oh, yeah, Poison Pants. It's good. It's good, Buck. It's good. Yeah. Elden is any good thing, 30? Now you don't have to suffer through it. I know you're joking, Travis, but it's never good for any company's stuff to leak before it's supposed to come out. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure today at the Destiny event, or I'm sorry, Sony event, they would have shown Destiny 2's final shape, and they would have done a whole hoopla of getting excited and stuff. But now that's all kind of, it's been drowned out. Good old Poison Pants Chuck. Hell of a guy. That's right. Well, it's not no, but this is it. What you're saying though is leaking should be illegal. It's not like some hacker did this. A hacker didn't do this. Sony did it themselves. Sony did it themselves. All right, we got lots of Sony stuff today. Okay, let's go into more Sony stuff. Okay, and I promise you, this is not me shitting on Sony. These are just the news stories that happen to pop up today. Okay, we do this Monday through Thursday. We do news stories, have conversations with chat back and forth, give you my thoughts and opinions on the news articles that we read for the very first time on chat. All I do is this, right? When I get a news article, I see it on Twitter. Someone goes Sony leak. I'm like, oh, post that in Discord. I don't read the article. I don't do anything. I read the title. Okay, so I read this title. It says PlayStation 5 now represents 50% of Sony's active console base, which I think is pretty old. Didn't we know about this? But this is on May 30th, so we're going to read it. We're going to read this. Okay, if you like what I do here, we do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you'd like to go above and beyond that. Become a member as little as $5. Quintar says, yeah, Sony. Inside job is someone must really hate themselves within the company. They're like, I know what happened. Let me get off this screen for a second. I know what happened, Quintar. It's good old Poison Pants Chuck. He works. He's a Microsoft employee who's undercovered himself as Chuck Poison Pants inside the Sony world, and he leaked it. Good old Poison Pants. Inside job. That's it. We figured it out. God damn it, Chuck. God damn it, Chuck. Poison Pants guy. Who's responsible for kitty cats in a tree? I don't know. What are you talking about? Cats themselves go up trees. Want me to tell you a cat story? I have a cat story for you, Travis. About a cat up in a tree. Okay. When we first moved here, okay, I found a group of kittens. Okay. Okay. And we cared for these kittens, right? One of the kittens went up a tree. I could not get this cat out of the tree. It was up the tree. It was scared. It was meowing, right? And I was like, oh, poor. I literally I took PVC pipe, okay? Long, like 20-foot long PVC pipe, like that you use for sprinklers and stuff. I fed a rope through it, made like a noose around the end so I could reach up to the tree and grab it, okay? My wife's like, you got to get the cat out of the tree. And I'm like, how am I going to get a cat out of a tree? I said, call the fire department. That's what they do, right? And she did call the fire department, and the fire department said, we're not going to get the cat out of the tree. So she's like, you got to get the cat out of the tree. And I'm like, okay. So I made this device, pipe, still have it today. Okay. Fed this rope through the pipe, 20 foot, 25 foot. Okay. No joke. Feeding it through the thing. So I made it where I could make it where you pull the rope and then it would clamp down a little bit. Okay. So it wouldn't hurt. Okay. Have a little plastic piece on the end of it. So the rope would never get so tight that it would like suffocate the thing, right? It would rebound back. Okay. I'm like MacGyver. Okay. I'm standing underneath this tree, trying to put the thing, right? Trying to ring him around. And every time I get the thing around his head, he just goes, and I'm like, you son of a, because it's 20 foot. And I'm like trying to yank the thing and I'm holding the thing up in the air. And I'm out there for 45 minutes trying to get this goddamn thing. I'm like, I can't do it. I said, I can't do it. I try to get a ladder. I try to get up the tree. It's a thin tree. Can't really get up there. I'm like, oh, I'm getting frustrated. I go inside to cool off for like 10 minutes. I look out my back window and Mama Cat just went, meow, meow. That fucking cat got out of that tree within 3 seconds. And I went, never again. Never again will I get a cat out of a tree. Never did it. Failed at it. And Mama Cat just came over and went, meow, meow. Cat out of the tree. So, never try to get a cat out of a tree. Get your phone. Get your phone. Get Mama Cat sounds calling her babies. And that's what does it. Or shake a can of food, and then that's it. See, that's why I like my stream. Someone brings up something just spontaneously, and I have a story for it. It's amazing. Z, I was trying to do everything. Because my wife was like, you gotta get the cat out of the tree. You gotta get the cat out of the tree. She's like heartbroken. And I'm like, the cat will get out of the tree. She's like, no, you gotta get it out of the tree. Fucking MacGyvered a noose. Like I work for the veterinarian with the thing that they grab around like alligator necks and stuff to hold the, right? I made one of those myself. A new meaning to catfishing. Yeah, I was literally catfishing. That's exactly right, Super Dave. Like you saying cat in a tree, I had like this moment in my head. I was like, oh God. I hate it. That was like 8 years ago. All you do is shake a can. That's it. That's it. All right. That got you up to 13 likes. Well, let me tell you, I got plenty of other stories. Maybe I can get to 15 likes. All right, so let's go to the next story here. PlayStation 5 now represents 50% of Sony's active console base. If you like what I do here, I do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. We read news stories for the first time, give you my thoughts and opinions, have a conversation with chat live. If you like this, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. All right, so PlayStation 5 now represents 50% of Sony's active console base. PlayStation 5 is Sony's most profitable generation to date. Okay. Sony Interactive Entertainment has given an update to its console business, revealing that 50% of its users are now on PlayStation 5, which is the other half of PlayStation 4. Well, thanks for that. Thanks for that. Half of PlayStation 5 is the other half is on PlayStation 4. No shit. Okay. So in a company briefing, the platformer holder said that PlayStation 5 is already on the brink of surpassing the revenue of PlayStation 4, and operating income is already bigger than $10 billion. And the fact that the firm says that PlayStation 5 is the most profitable console generation so far. Well, the first thought that comes to my head is that just means they're charging way more for it. Okay. Did the PlayStation 4 cost $500? I don't know. I don't remember. Okay. I know the PlayStation 2 didn't. The PlayStation 2 costs $200, if I'm not mistaken, or $300. So even if it sold 122 or 155 million copies or consoles back then, it would still be way less because obviously it's $200 cheaper. Okay. It says more fascinating statistic can be found where the consumers are spending that money. The firm revealed that revenue per console is $731 for PlayStation 5 versus $580 for the PlayStation 4, which is partially due to the price rises. No, really? That's crazy. The higher tiers on games, accessories, and service this generation. Now, this is exactly what I've talked about in the past. I said Sony's PlayStation or Sony's business model is to the higher tier people, right? Obviously, 50% of their clientele moved over from the PlayStation 4 to the PlayStation 5. You can say that these are the Joneses, keeping up with the Joneses, right? These are people that want to get the game console first, right? There's some people, I didn't get my PlayStation 4 until 5 years into the life cycle of PlayStation 4. Okay, so I got mine in 2018, I think, and it came out in, 2013, I believe? So it was like 5 years into the making of that before I got my PlayStation 4, okay? But obviously, with the higher tier rises of the games, the consoles, the peripherals, the PlayStation VR 2, the Portal, these are a lot more things that people are buying at a higher tier price. Now, it makes you wonder, do they really need to charge this much for this stuff, right? If they're going to brag about this is the most they've ever made and this is the most profitable revenue and stuff like that, that means they're overcharging on their stuff. But if you're the customer, then keep buying it because they're making it for you, the people that want to buy it. The rest of the people will wait till it goes on sale or till they get a deal on it, okay? So spending on accessories is up 34% on PlayStation 5 versus PlayStation 4. Service PlayStation Plus, etc. is up 57%, while the add-on content is up 176%. Okay, however, sales on games have dropped 12% over the previous generation. That's interesting, okay? So the people that have bought these games have spent way more on those games, on the accessories, on the actual DLC and whatnot, but yet less people are buying actual games, okay, over the previous generation, which speaks to the shift towards live service games and gamers engaging with fewer titles for longer, okay? Elsewhere in the presentation is the firm says it's been successful in upgrading its PlayStation Plus user base. 70% of PlayStation Plus users were in the basic essential tier in 2021 and 2022 fiscal year, with 13% in the mid-tier in the extra, and 17% in the top tier of premium. Okay, where in the following year that shifted to 65% essential, 16% in extra, and 19% in premium. So this is not a huge shift change, right? But again, it went from 13, 17. Okay, I'm sorry. It went from 70%, 13%, and 17% to 65%. So they lost 5% there in the first essential tier, went up 3% in the essential, okay, and then went up 2% in premium. So that means the people that just shifted, the 5% that moved from the lowest tier, 2% of them went up, okay, right? 3%? 13, 17, 70, 13. Okay, 13. 3% of them went from 13% to 16%, and the other 2% went to the other one. So they didn't really gain anything. They just kind of shifted them over to the other higher tier. In terms of this game's release strategy, Sony committing to build AAA single-player narrative games as well as more experimental concepts alongside its new push into live service projects. It says that the live service games will launch across PC and console at the same time, while the AAA single-player titles will begin on console and then come to PC later. The firm says it hopes that people who discover these games on PC will then move to PlayStation 5 to access the next game faster. I think that's less likely. Not saying it's not going to happen in any way, shape, or form. Okay? Like, there are going to be people that maybe have a PC and they're like, oh, you know what? God of War 3 is coming out, so I'm tired of waiting 4 years and I'm going to buy a PlayStation 5. But that's less likely. That's the smaller percentage. I think it's more likely for those people on PC just to wait. And I think PlayStation will find out, or Sony will find out real quick, that PC guys, they don't want to make a PlayStation account on PC. You think they're going to buy your PlayStation itself? It's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see if it works for them. I don't think it's going to work for them, okay? I think after these next first-party titles come out and they don't sell, right? Obviously, they'll sell the 5 million, 7 million copies if it's God of War, the next Spider-Man or whatever, and that's successful for Sony. But then they wait 2 years, a year and a half, 2 years before it comes on PC, and they make the other money. I mean, take Helldivers, for example, man. I know it's a live service game, but PC players will buy it day one, okay? But now that you have the PSN account, I don't know if they will. So we'll see what happens. Make the problem, sell the solution. But I don't think the PC players are going to move over to your console because you think that they like God of War. So God of War Ragnarok, and then the next God of War, they're like, well, I like those two games. I'm going to buy a PlayStation for that. They'll be, no, I'll just wait. I'll wait 2 years for it to come on a PC. These are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments section down below. Do you think PlayStation, or I should say, do you think PC players will move over to PlayStation like PlayStation thinks they are, like Sony thinks they are? Or do you think they'll wait and sit back and relax and wait for those games to come to PC before they purchase those games? Let me know in the comments section down below. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe, and if you like what I do here, please make sure you check out some of our other videos. Thanks for watching. Animal Rescue Simulator coming soon to Game Pass. Excited. Can't wait. You gave me PTSD. Yeah, you did. That's why I love this channel, because I get PTSD. Well, that's kind of cruel. PlayStation 4 was $399 at launch. So $100 cheaper. See, I picked up the Slim. Actually, I don't even know how much they paid for it. My parents and my brother got it for me for my birthday back in 2018. I'm assuming they got it on sale, and it was bundled with Spider-Man. So I don't know what the bundle was. I was assuming $250, $300. Or I'm sorry, $350, $400. But it's the PlayStation 4 Slim, I think. Give me 1 second. Some PC players already have a PSN account. Doesn't bug me. Oh, sure, I have a PlayStation account as well, right? Because I have a PlayStation account. Like, I have a PlayStation. But a lot of people also don't want to buy a new PlayStation 5 just to play those games. You know what I mean? Drumman77 says 301 cent. 301 cent. Is that what it was back in the day? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, I had no problem doing the PSN account. They already have a PSN account. My problem with the Helldivers situation was it was 3 months after the fact. And I'm not going to rehash that again. Waterbear says, you should, so should I upgrade to my PlayStation 5 to the Pro this holiday, or just upgrade my PC GPU from the Radeon 6750 to something else? I mean, if you have money burning a hole in your pocket, Water, I personally would invest it into the PC. That's what I did with my graphics card, right? Instead of taking $500 and putting it towards a PlayStation, obviously as a streamer and for what I've been playing more PC games, I got the new graphics card. I went from a 960, right, to a 3060. Still not the best, but you know, that's what it is. It's a huge upgrade for me. And I get much more out of my computer than I do a console. Hell, there's even times I look at my Xbox and I'm like certain times of the year, I'm like, I'm not playing anything, right? If it wasn't for Fallout 76 the last month and a half, I don't know what I would be playing, I'll be honest with you. I would dabble here and there, but I've been playing more PC games in my time. We have another story for Sony. The $5.99 price tag is that what killed the PlayStation 5 sales. What is a little high for a console for casual gamers? The other day, Stealth posted something. I forget what it was. Was it in general? I think it was in general. He posted a old article or an old ad. Let me see if I can find it. Was it in general? You know what? It'd be easier if I type in from user. Wasn't there. Oh, wait, did he... No, it wasn't there either. He sent me an article, and it was the old clipping of the Toys R Us ad. And it showed, it was during the N64 era, right? It was during the N64. And you saw that Nintendo games were still around $75, right? They were $74 on the N64 for certain games, right? And PlayStation and all those other systems were like $199. Right, and you look at the prices, right? This is from 1997. Okay. Oh, no, that's not what I clicked. Oh, for fuck's sake! I don't want to click that. Just an image. I mean, obviously, I know this is from way back when. Okay, I know this is from way back when, but this is not the image he sent me. But look at the prices, right? This is back in 1997. Okay, this is the 64 PlayStation, just the regular PlayStation. And look at the price difference. Now, I understand the graphical and what's in the actual console is different and whatnot, but that's $150. That's for gamers back then, okay? And look at the games. Mario Kart, $60. Star Wars, Shadows of the Empire, $69.99. Wave Racer, $64. Doom, $64. $74. This is back in 1997, right? So we bought games that were a lot higher prices back in the day, okay? This is 30 years ago almost, okay? This game right now at $74 would be like 100 and something, right? 130. But the consoles were cheaper. It was easier to get in to be a gamer back then than it is now. Okay? The low entry point to get in as a gamer right now is $500 unless you buy an Xbox Series S. Do you see why Microsoft is going the way they're going compared to where Sony's going? Right? The story of my mom buying us Yar's Revenge, okay, back in 1985, 86 for like $75, $80, right? Games have always been around that price point, and this is why I laugh when they say, oh, we have to make the games higher prices. We got to make it more money. They were making a crap ton of money back then, okay? Like, consoles are way, way expensive. The entry point for the entry point for a computer, is like $1,000, right? You can get one for like $800, right? You could, but for a gaming rig, $1,100, $1,200, right? For PC, that's pretty low. That's if someone knows what they're doing, they don't get the pre-builds and stuff like that. They can get it for like $800. Okay. Consoles, $500. Back in the day, $150. You're like, oh, you want a game? Yeah, it's a console. That is a spontaneous buy. Even back then, I go to the store, right? I get my check. I'm like, $150. I'll do that, right? Now, Sony's charging you $500 for that, $500 the PSVR 2, $200 for the actual handheld that doesn't play games. It only plays games if you have the device. For now, okay. And then you look at Xbox, and they're charging $500 for their console. They're charging $300 for their lower end console, right? This is why I'm saying that Microsoft will go for that cloud gaming dongle type of thing, where you can just plug it into your television set for $150. That is a walk down an aisle. So, you know, when you're shopping, you're scanning your goods, and your kid grabs a piece of gum off the chest and puts it on the register. That's what that is. $150. You're like, well, I'll just put that on my cart and pay for that. Does help when Sony up the price mid-gen from $500 to $600 just to play games. At that point, save up some more, buy a PC or a gaming laptop. Right. I wouldn't say a gaming laptop, because that's like a quick Band-Aid fix. I would always say go for a desktop. In my experience with laptops and stuff like that. Because you're not putting it on your lap, right? It's going to burn your ass off when you're playing video games at high graphics and whatnot. You put it on a desk, so you might as well get a desktop. Yeah, you could be portable and take it with you, sure. At that point, get a Steam Deck. If you're just gaming, get a Steam Deck. Or get a portable thing like that. Then there's Nintendo. Nintendo's like, we're over here, $300. $300. Right? This was expensive back in the day. Okay? This was expensive back in the day. Oh, can't do it. Where is it? The Sega Saturn, $349. Okay? $349. You're like, what? Get out of here. No one's paying $349. And they didn't. It didn't sell very well. It didn't sell very well. I did, House. I did. Gaming laptops lower sperm count? They get so hot? Well, actually, if that's true, Dolphin, then a lot of you should get laptops. Yeah. Not you guys. You know what people I'm talking about. We got the PlayStation instead, then the Dreamcast. The Dreamcast was that was the console that basically ruined gaming. They're like, wait a minute, you can get this system and those games for that price? The Dreamcast was awesome. There's someone selling a Dreamcast right now on eBay for $4,000. Let me go dust mine off. $4,000. Are they on crack? Dreamcast, $150. And you get a $50 gift card from Toys R Us. And the games were $10 less than other games. Dust it off and sell it for $3,999. I mean, I even got the disc with the emulators on there, Bucketlorian. I think it's got 1,000 games on one disc. 1,000 games on one disc. Danny complained with Destiny 2. Danny complained with Destiny 2. I feel like they're going off the rails with the art direction. It's annoying me. Every year it seems like they get closer and closer to Warframe or something. What's going on, Kurt? Dreamcast was ahead of its time. Just ran out of content. No, they literally sold themselves into the hole. We watched the video last year sometime. They literally went bankrupt to try to compete with PlayStation. They undercut themselves and they didn't sell enough. Right? They didn't sell enough. They undercut the market with 2K Sports and whatnot. And they were trying to get into the market and they couldn't do it. Right? Microsoft is trying to do that now with Game Pass. But the difference between Sega Dreamcast and what Microsoft is doing with Game Pass is that there was no internet. Okay? In the form factor it is now. Okay? With Dreamcast. If Dreamcast could do what Game Pass is doing, then they could have had their own market. Okay? But they don't. They didn't. So they went bankrupt. Look at this. You could have gotten, okay, at Toys R Us, Sega Dreamcast, the most powerful gaming system on the planet, only at Mag West. I have no idea what that is. $199, and they give you $100 off with a game. Like, what? Yeah, the football game was the best. Getting credit from Electronic Boutique was a thing back then. Always get a new item. Yeah. Yeah. Dreamcast had 101 issues, and half of it was nothing to do with the console itself. I remember football and Dreamcast blew my mind. Yeah, it was a great game. Yeah, we watched the video a couple last year on the rise and fall of Dreamcast and the football game on there. Nothing can ever top Ken Griffey Jr. Ken Griffey Jr. Baseball was a great baseball game. Great baseball game. I saw someone sell a Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card recently for $14,000, and I blew my mind. And I go online and see other people selling it for like $200, and I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" I was like, "I got one of those. I got one that has never been touched by hands." I went to my mom's after I saw it, and I said, "I have one, and it's in your house." And she's like, "What?" And I grabbed it. Okay, like this. When I was a kid, I made my entire set of Upper Deck by myself. Okay, I almost made 2 complete sets. Okay, when I opened the pack and found this card in it, I never touched it with my hand. Okay. Right? And I was like, wait a minute. Guy sold it for $15,000? I was like, give me that card. Give me that card. Okay? But it goes on eBay for like $200. You can get it like as low as $80. I'm like, what are these people doing? Right? You have to get it graded. And I don't know if I want to get it graded or whatnot. What's worth more? I have the complete set of the Topps 1987 complete set, and in that set, there's like 10 rookies that are all Hall of Famers. Okay, Barry Bonds. I forget the other people are in that set. But anyway, I have a complete set of Topps baseball cards, and there's like 10 cards, each worth a couple $100 a piece. Every year since my best friend's son was born, he's 16 now. Every year we bought him a complete set of Topps baseball cards. He's never opened them. He doesn't even like baseball. Okay, he played a little bit, but he didn't even like baseball. Okay, but ever since he was an infant, okay, born, I bought him every complete set of that year, sort of like an investment, right? Whatever he does with it, you know. So I give him that and then other gifts, but I always give him a set of baseball cards. And I go to his room. I was just visiting him, and he has them all up on the top of his shelf. He's like, I got your baseball cards. I was like, I know you don't like them. I was like, but you'll appreciate it later in life when you got to sell them and you can get money from them. He's like, okay. You know, he's just a typical 16-year-old. He's like, whatever. Like, he doesn't understand it now, but he'll understand down the road later. Might be worth getting graded. Yeah, I have to figure out what's all involved with that. Like, I don't know. I got trust issues. I'm not sending my card somewhere so they can give me back a fake card. You know what I mean? Like, how does that work? Uh-oh. Microsoft making moves. From Netflix and Mojang Studios, the animated Minecraft series is officially in the works for Netflix. Bro, what are we talking about? This is why you always lock your doors. I don't know how real this is. I'm going to show you something. Okay. On Twitter. This guy has this thing come out from underneath his hotel door. Obviously, it's planned. But they're showing you it's a magnet with a little, you know, twist tie. That he's trying to wrap it around the door so he can yank it down and get into the dude's room. What? Make sure you lock your doors. You can kind of grade a card yourself if you know about the printing and the cutting quality. Got to do what the center of the image is. Interesting. I know it has to do with a lot of different things, though, right? The quality, the corners, if anything would touched it. There's a bunch of stuff that happens. He had to send it to a place, I think, in California. Yeah, no, that's not happening. I got a mail away in a pack of basketball cards for Olympia First Dream Team. I don't know what they did with that pack. They never gave it back to you, Kurt? Yeah, see, that's not happening. A guy at a local comic book store, right? So my aunt gave me... She came across a person that had a crap ton of comics that was going to throw them out. And she's like... Because he was He was moving in with his girlfriend. His girlfriend didn't want him to have comics or some shit. And she's like, I'll take them. So my aunt took the comics. And now she has, I shit you not, she's got 7 long boxes, okay, and 6 short boxes of comics. And when I tell you I have 1 comic box here, short box, okay, just on the cover value of each, if you just paid the cover value of the comics that I have, she said to me, I'll give you half. If you sell them, you get half. And I'm like, all right, cool, right? So I have these comics that I've been sitting on for almost a year now because every time I go somewhere to try to sell them, comic book shops won't take them because they don't know what's going to sell or not, right? So you have to find an individual seller. I don't have the time to put them on eBay and whatnot to sell. I know I have some good comics that would sell for a couple $100s, and then I know other ones won't sell at all. All I want is the cover value. For everything in the box, it would be over $10,000. Just the cover value. And she's got boxes and boxes of them. And she has no idea. I mean, they range anywhere from like the 40 comics all the way to up to like, I think it was like 2018 comics. She's got complete runs. Talk about someone that doesn't have no idea what they have. If it's a dead center image with the same border all around it, is size, it's a good 9+. The 10's going for $14,000. Kylo says some horror stories of stuff get lost in the mail, like $100,000 Charizard being lost in the mail. Yeah, I'm sure it was by accident. It went from bright blue skies to pouring rain in 5 minutes. I hate Texas. Don't come to Florida. It could rain on this side of the street and not the other side of the street. Yeah, I got some good comics. Here's what I was thinking about doing. Okay? A lot of you are comic guys. Okay? I was thinking of having a member stream. Just a member stream. And those of you that are interested, I would literally hold up the comic. And if someone's interested in it, we make a simple transaction, right? I'm not running. You know where I am, okay? I stream every single day, okay? I would hold up the comic, and if someone wants it, you buy it, and I would ship it to you. I'll give you double the price on the cover. So what, like 25 cents per comic? Oh no, there's some that are. We have one iron. No, it's War Machine. It's a War Machine #1. I forget which one it is. And when I looked it up, there wasn't anything lower than $250 for it. Go on, let's go. Yeah, I'm doing much better today. My throat's a little sore still, but. The only reason to go to Florida is Universal. There's no reason to live there. I can give you a lot of reasons to live here. Oh, yeah. So there's some comics that are like 25 cents buck for the older comics, and then the other ones are like $4, right? Like $4, $2, 50 cents. You know what I mean? Just what's on the cover. Right, Kylo? No state tax. Bad part is there's a lot of toll roads here. At least in Orlando, anyway. I don't live in Orlando, but I live in the Central Florida area, and there's just everything's a toll road except I-4. If you have any #1s, any Marvel comics, you better hold on to those bad boys and make sure they're in mint condition, wrapped in plastic. Oh, yeah, they're all in plastic. They all have backings. Some of them, though, are, what's it called? They're just old. They're just as-is condition. Some of them are in mint condition. Others are in just used condition. That's why I would take just cover price, right? And some collector out there, some collector out there would have a field day. Florida's too flat. I mean, yeah, it doesn't have any mountains, but there's hills and stuff in just north of us. There's a place called Claremont. It's got hills, rolling hills and stuff like that. And then if you go towards Gainesville and stuff like that, you'll get rolling hills. But for the most part, yeah, we're pretty flat. Yeah, you're not getting any mountains. We have Mount Trashmore, which is a place where they just keep stacking the garbage up. It's the highest point in Florida. Yeah. Shipping to the UK would cost a bit. I would have to look into it, Luke. If there's a flat rate, and if the worst comes to worse, we actually have a cousin that lives over there, and she comes over here twice a year. I could give him to her, and then she could ship them. Gene says golf and weather. I like that in that order. Golf and weather. Key West is an awesome place. Flat is fine when there's dolphins. Yeah, if you bought a 25-cent comic from me, Luke, you're like, I want that comic. You give me like 50 cents for it and I ship it, it'll cost you like $50.50. What I'll do for you, Luke, is that I'll take screenshots of each one and I'll send them to you. We'll just print it for you digitally. I hate the beach. This is a Universal and Disney. I don't like the beach either, and this is crazy for me being in Florida. I love the. Let me emphasize it. I love the beach. I just hate everything about the beach, if that makes sense. Right? You know what I mean? Like, I love the beach. I love going to the beach. I love seeing the ocean. I love doing that. But I hate the sand. It gets everywhere. It's in your car. It's on you. It sticks to places. I just don't like it. It's a pain. It's a pain in the ass. Now, if you go to the south, if you go to the west side to Tampa, they have like this powdery sand that doesn't stick to you. Awesome. Awesome. Like the Gulf of Mexico, you go over there, okay, you float better. Obviously, the Gulf of Mexico is more salty or whatever, but the sand is like this baby powder. It's amazing. It's so good. East Coast, shells, needles, poking stuff, jellyfish. There's a whole bunch of shit. I love to see comics, but I can't afford any of them. Dropping $320 on games. So I see ramen noodles in my future. Stop buying full price games. Travis, stop buying full price games. All right, let's go to the next story. All right, Sony commits to day-and-date PC launches for live service PlayStation titles, but it won't do it for games we really want. Okay? If you like stories like this, we read stories, news stories each day, Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. I give you my thoughts. I read it for the first time on stream. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. And if you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. So, Sony's senior vice president has confirmed and plans to further embrace PC players, but stop short of putting single-player games on the same day as on console. Okay. The launch of Helldivers 2 on PlayStation console exclusive day and date, also on PC, has also been nothing but a runaway success. One of the year's most popular titles, most of us hoped it would set a precedent for Sony to put more of its games on PC at the same time as its consoles. That appears to be the case going forward, but only partly. At a Sony business event via Tom Warren, Herman Holtz, soon to be the Sony's co-CEO, has also been talking about the PlayStation plans for future games. Sony will indeed put more games on PC on the same day as console, but is limiting them to live service titles like aforementioned Helldivers 2. Okay. The shortened version is that the games that Sony can generate a consistent income stream from PC players can join in on day one, and for single-player narrative-focused titles, that's not going to be the case. The strategy apparently is to drip feed these onto PC in the hopes that players will then drop close to $500 on buying a PlayStation 5 to play the newer titles and sequels. Okay? And yes, let's all do that. I'm palming my face pretty hard right now, as Tom Warren wrote. Is this Tom Warren, or is this... This is Richard. Richard wrote this. Because where the Xbox has a larger presence in cross-platform to offset shortfalls in console sales, and of course, now insanely stacked first-party portfolio, Sony is still pushing hard to sell as many consoles as possible, but still feel like it's a mistake. Okay? He says, for one, this model expects that PC gamers are going to throw another $450 minimum on a piece of hardware to play some games without needing to wait for them on PC. Gamers are known for spending money, but that's a big ask. Yeah, as I said in the last article, I don't see PC gamers spending an additional $450 to $500 to get the console and then spend an additional $70 to get the game. So now you're asking them to spend $570 to $600 just to play the next God of War, the next Horizon game, where they would just rather wait. They would rather spend that money and put it towards a new graphics card, I'll be honest with you, down the road. It says, I've little experience on my own that fits into this too. When the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X launched close together, I went out and bought both. I'm heavily invested in Xbox ecosystem, so the latest console where it was no-brainer. The PlayStation 5 was always a second fiddle, and I don't have it anymore. I didn't use it, so I sold it. The only first-party games I was excited for were like Spider-Man 2, okay, and Wolverine whenever that appears. And I felt silly keeping it around for that, especially since one day you'll expect Spider-Man 2 to join the first two games in a series on Steam. Right, and that's the whole point. It's like, if I waited so long to get that, and this goes for any system. Exclusive games. If I had to buy an Xbox to just play Halo, I'm not buying an Xbox to play Halo. I can play Halo on PC as well. Right? I'm not going to buy a console for one game. It has to be a really big game. And we've talked about this in the past with Grand Theft Auto 6. If it comes out and it's exclusive for PlayStation 5 or PlayStation 6, whenever it comes out, then I would probably get a PlayStation 5 because obviously as a content creator, I want to play that game. I want to cover that game. I want to enjoy that game. And if it's only on one console, then that would sell. But that's one game. I'm personally not a person that would do that for like a Madden or a Call of Duty, or something with timed exclusive for a Deathloop, for a Starfield. Just not there. It's like one game, right? You have to be a really big fan, or there's a back catalog that you're looking for, right? Like you've never played any of the God of Wars or the Spider-Man, and you're like, you know what? I'm going to pick up a PlayStation 5, and I'm going to pick up all the God of Wars. I'm going to pick up all the Spider-Man, and I have like 5-6 games to play. Then there's something there. But other than that, I don't see people that own a PC to go, hey, I'm going to spend another $600 just so I can play the next Horizon, Forbidden West or whatever it is. He says, so it's good news situation. Sony seems to think it's good strategy to help them sell a few extra consoles, but honestly, I'm not sure. Not so sure. I'm still waiting for Spider-Man 2 on PC, and I haven't got FOMO and gone out and bought another PlayStation 5 to play it. I doubt I'm alone either. I don't think you are alone. And I haven't bought a PlayStation 5 so I can play Spider-Man 2. I'm just going to wait for it to come on to PC. And even then, there's other games that have already been in the cycle that I can wait. I waited this long, so why can't I wait another 2 years or wait another 3 years? It's not a big deal for me, personally, to like keep up with the Joneses, to like play the latest, greatest games. It's a single-player game, right? It'll be there 5 years from now. It'll be there 10 years from now. And if it's not there 10 years from now, they'll do a remaster, okay? Hell, they did a Spider-Man remaster 4 years after the last game came out. They had Spider-Man, and they remastered Spider-Man for Miles Morales so they could sell Miles Morales with Spider-Man. So I don't like this FOMO type of stuff. I think it's a poor decision for PlayStation. I think they're, and this is coming from a tourist, right? I'm born in May. I'm very stubborn and set in my ways, okay? But I think PlayStation's being stubborn right now. And it has nothing to do like, well, Microsoft is doing. The industry is going in a certain direction, okay? And they've already adapted, and they've done quite good with at least putting the live service games over on PC and PlayStation at the same date. Knew they were going to do that. They're making changes to the PSVR 2 where they're making PC games play on their headset and also the PlayStation games, right? These are smart business moves, right? They're investing more into movies and whatnot. They have their Sony group. They have, or for music, they have a lot of things. They've invested heavily into anime. They've done a lot of good things to get revenue from other sources for Sony. I think this is one of the stubborn decisions to go, you know what? Nope, we need you to buy a PlayStation 5. Okay, like this is the centerpiece on your coffee table. Okay, I think they would have well more sales. Honestly, I think if God of War came out, Ragnarok came out on PC day and date, not only would you sell 7 or 10 million day one, okay, you would sell more than that within the first month because people want to play your games, but they also don't want to be told that they have to buy your system. They would rather wait when it comes out 2, 3, 4 years later, like Ghost of Tsushima came out. Ghost of Tsushima is very successful, okay, for what it is, okay? I think it would have been much more successful if it came out day and date, but that's like another time zone, right? Another universe. That was 5 years ago. The landscape of video games has changed a lot since the consoles came out to what they are today. So I think it's a poor decision on Sony. I do think that it is going to happen. I think they will change their mind, just like PlayStation, or I'm sorry, just like Microsoft said. You know, it's a case-by-case scenario. Only these 4 games are coming over. As of right now, yeah, that's what it is. But I think more games will go cross-platform because that's Microsoft's business model. They're trying to get as many people's hands as possible, many screens as possible. Sony's business plan is to sell consoles. Well, that console market is a saturation point. And if they want to get past that, they're going to have to do day and date for their first-party titles in the future. These are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. Please make sure you share, like, and subscribe. What do you think? Do you think that Sony will do day and date on these consoles down the road? Like, obviously, this year, they're not doing it, okay? But once another game comes out and they start selling more copies day one on PC, is it going to come sooner rather than later? Let me know in the comment section down below. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe. And if you like what I do here, please make sure you check out some of our other videos. Thanks for watching. All right, let's see here. I got a PlayStation 5 year one. Still love it. Some of the best money I've ever spent. Let's see. Kurt says, I'm just playing Borderlands 3 on my backlog is deep. Mo says, stubborn. No, Microsoft is going in a certain direction. That's all. Microsoft failed at the console, so they decided to switch past PlayStation. Isn't changing up anything. I was able to play Returnal, Demon's Souls, Remake, Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Spidey 2, God of War Ragnarok day one on my PlayStation 5 purchase was great for me. Yeah, but you got that because it wasn't day one, right, Gene? If you bought day one, a lot of those games didn't come out day one. You had to wait, right? So if you buy later, just like anything, if you wait a couple years, hence why I got a PlayStation 4 5 years into the cycle. When I got the PlayStation, I got God of War, Last of Us, Horizon, Spider-Man, Miles Morales. I got MLB The Show back then, right? So at that point, I got 6 games. Well, I got 4 of the games for less than, I think it was like $40 for all 4 games. It was like $10 a piece, okay? Because they were used copies, right? So yeah, I got my money's worth once I got the console and I had a bunch of games to play. But a lot of people, that's why 50% of Xbox, 50% of PlayStation don't move over to the next systems because there's nothing there when the system comes out. So PC users are like, nah, I'm good. I'll just wait for it to come on PC because you already brought the other games to PC. Rokill says Microsoft doesn't really do anything for the players except Game Pass. They don't put out new hardware. They don't put out good games that are quality compared to PlayStation. That's to each their own, right? PlayStation's doing for the higher end tier stuff, and Game Pass, and again, we do this analogy all the time, right? There's fast food restaurants, there's mid-tier restaurants, and then there's high-end restaurants, okay? You can get a steak at all of these places. The quality varies, okay? There's a market for high-end, there's a market for mid-tier, and there's a market for lower tier, okay? Xbox is trying to cover 2 of the 3. They're trying to get the mid-tier, low-tier, and Sony's going for the high-tier, hence why they charge $500 for the PSVR 2, hence why they charge $200 for a handheld that just, you know, shows off what's on the system already on the PlayStation 5. Hence why they're charging $500 for the other story we read. This is why PlayStation revenue is up, okay, but their game sales are down. Their own clientele doesn't buy their games. They rather go for the streaming service. What is Xbox doing? Streaming service, okay? PlayStation itself is an uptick for the streaming service, okay, for their PlayStation Plus Premium Edition, and people are less buying their games. Less people are buying the games and playing them just on the streaming service after the fact. After the fact. Doesn't matter if it's a year after or 2 years after. If it goes to PlayStation Plus, there's more people waiting for those games to move over to PlayStation Plus, and also the people that are on PC waiting for those games. Microsoft, I already read that. Let's see here. Sony would kill it with day and date, at least include PC. That's what I'm saying, Quintar. I don't think they realize how much more money they would make by not being stubborn and being like, we're waiting for those PC guys to come up get PlayStation. PC's like, no, I'm good. They didn't want to make a PlayStation account. They didn't want to make a PlayStation account. They don't want to go from Steam to Epic Launcher, which is just this. And you think they're going to spend $500 on a system so they can play your one single player game? Eric Jones says, this is why I don't have a gaming PC. Sit at a desk with a computer all day at work. Last thing I want to do is sit at a desk and play. Well, you can always do the stream thing. What is it called? They have the Steam Deck. Obviously, it's extra peripherals on top of that. But there are ways around it. You could stream your Steam to a television set and play with a controller and stuff. You don't need a mouse and keyboard. Gene says, I think the more taste they get of that sweet PC money, they'll eventually put more and more. Yeah, I think that's a good statement there, Gene. Problem one, Paul says, you sell a console at a loss by subsidizing as a buyer is going to buy and stay with that with the ecosystem for a long time. The person buying your console for a single game, you lose money. Right. Hence why they do PlayStation Plus. Hence why Xbox does Game Pass. They're trying to get you in that ecosystem with that. That's why the price value is low to try to get you to bring you in. Same thing what Ubisoft is doing, right? They'll show you a $70, $110, $130 game, or here's that $18 tier, right? Where you're not putting a lot of money out there, and you can just come into the streaming service. And they're not even selling consoles; they're just selling software. I got a PlayStation 5 day one. That makes me a bigger Sony fan than Travis. Let's see. I prefer the higher end. This is why I choose PlayStation. People will pay for higher end. Absolutely. Absolutely. When I want a steak, I don't go to a mid-tier restaurant, right? I go to a high-end restaurant and get a good steak. A person, here's another example. A person with no children, right, has a good job, makes 100,000, six figures a year, right? They're living like a king. They can spend what they want, do what they want. They don't have that extra thing. A person with children, right, they want to give the world to their kids, but they can't afford it. So there's also that other tier where they're like, hey, Dad, I want a gaming system. And they're like, well, I can't afford $500, but I can afford a television set with Game Pass on it. Do you know what I mean? There's a completely different clientele that they're going for. Let me see what you guys are saying here. Possibly it was a Christmas gift for my fiance. I had to keep it a secret for like 5 months. Is Arby's considered high-end food? No. So Microsoft is like the Dollar General. Sure, if you want to say that. I hate to tell you, Dollar General makes a shit ton of money. People who go to fast food don't understand because you can go to a restaurant and eat cheaper than you can at McDonald's now. Oh, yeah. I went to Wendy's a couple weeks ago. I ordered just a number one. It was like $11, and I was like, "The fuck!" I went to a restaurant, a local restaurant. Got a full on cooked meal, not this shit you get from fast food. $8. Like, what? Sony is never going to talk about day and date a few months before the PlayStation 5 Pro drops. Hellblade is a masterpiece. Why do people think that they can't hook up a PC to a TV? They would kill their fan base, though. They got 120 million people on their subscription service. Sony is scared of making them mad. For what? Because they're putting a game that has nothing to do with people on a PC? Like, them putting a game over on PC, how does that affect the person that's still enjoying the game on the PlayStation? This is what I don't understand. Let me understand this logic. A PlayStation person that bought the high-end console for $500 and the PC, which is a more higher-end piece of equipment, okay, which is the highest tier of gamer, okay, with this PC, okay, they're going to be upset that the person that has more money than them, that likes better things than them, okay, hence why they call themselves the PC master race, and right, they're like this mid-tier compared to PC, and yet they're going to be upset that PC gets it. I'm confused by this. Microsoft went to PC and they didn't have millions of subscribers from their. Why would PlayStation get so much more? Oh, it would skip. Where'd it go? 30. I love how you said don't pay full price for a game, and I'm glad you can't see my Amazon account. Are mobile games considered a low tier poor food? Mobile gaming would be the fast food. Yeah, would be the lowest tier. Xbox would be that mid tier, and then Sony would be that higher tier. And Xbox is trying to go for those two. Mobile gaming is the lower tier, which they got Activision Blizzard for. They're going for that low tier, millions and billions of dollars. Okay, they're going for that mid tier, low cost, subservice games that are good games, right? Some are great games, some are good games, and they make a killing over there. They have their clientele. Sony has their clientele as well. Oh yeah, there's Dollar General, Family Dollar. There's plenty of that, and you go in there, and they're always packed. I hope McDonald's loses a lot of money at that company. Well, it's okay. They make more money in real estate than they do actual food, so they're okay. Kylo says, if it's that big of a deal, download GeForce Experience. Let the optimize all your games for your single mouse click. No settings tweaking necessary. Yeah, the Sony State of Play is at 6 p.m. tonight. I don't know if I'm going to cover it live because we do our podcast at 8. So I don't know how long it's going to be. If it's an hour long, I can do it. If it's more than that, then I might as well just go into the stream. I don't know if I want to cover it live. I might watch it off stream and then talk about it on GXG tonight. Dollar General has PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 games behind the counter. Tell him, Ron. Tell him Ron sent you. So now, how much higher tier games sell on PC versus PlayStation 5 day one? What do you mean? How much high tier games sell on PC versus PlayStation 5 day one? What do you mean high end? Like a third party game? Well, there's like 1.3 billion people that play games on PC. There's 60 million on PlayStation 5. Maybe they asked internally to their devs and ask if they wanted to make their single player in parallel to PC, and maybe they didn't want to. Sure, but they're making it on the PC right now, right? When they make their games, they're making it on the PC. State of play is supposed to be 30 minutes. If it's 30 minutes, then we can watch it, because then I'll have time to get the stream ready. Maybe I'll get the stream ready early, and then we'll watch it so I can go right into it. Well, I didn't even know that was a thing, Kylo. You got a Big Mac on Tuesday. It was actually bigger than before, 100%. I think all the videos going viral on the shrinking they had to make it bigger. Until people stop making videos and they go back to smaller again, right? Perception. I mean, what was it? 12 million sales of Palworld on PC in 2 weeks. Yeah, it was like 19 million people were playing and 12 million sales on PC for a game that's in early access. McDonald's Eats Food Pass. For $30 a month, you eat 3 menu items a day for $30. I mean, movie theaters are doing the pass thing. Palworld seems to have come and gone real fast. I haven't looked it up. Let's see. Let's see. I mean, on Steam, an all-time peak of 2.1 million, which is that's fucking crazy. Okay. 22,000 are playing the last 36 minutes. Remember, Palworld is a single-player game that you can play co-op. Okay? So they sold, and they don't have to sell anything ever again. That company has made their money, and if they just let Palworld be before it even came out, they made all their money back and way, way more, okay, for the game. Because didn't that game cost like, what did it cost to make that game? Hold on a second. Let me see. Yeah, Palworld apparently cost 1 billion yen. What's 1 billion yen? 6.3 million. Can you imagine? Could you imagine making a game in 2024 for $6 million and it sold 12 million copies on PC? They literally flipped the gaming world upside down. Spider-Man just passed 11 million sales, I think I saw. And that cost them 350 million. So which one do you think's more profitable? Do you think Spider-Man? Do you think Spider-Man's more profitable, or do you think Palworld is more profitable? I think I know the answer. $6.3 million. $6.3 million to make a game that they haven't made yet. It's still an alpha. And they sold 12 million copies. And we don't know what they sold on Xbox. We just know about the PC. We know they sold 12 million. And there's 19 million. So they could have sold more. Let's just say 2 million. 2 million people bought it on Xbox, let's say. Okay. It's the Blair Witch of gaming. Yeah. Yeah. So when someone says Palworld fell off, well, Palworld's in early access, and it already made more money. We read the article a couple months ago that the guys from the company were like, we have a lot of money and we don't know what to do with it. Bungie would be like, we have something, give it to us. But Blair Witch sucked. Do you understand it made it's one of the most profitable movies for what it cost? Travis, you understand the context of the conversation we're having? The context of the conversation we're having is that lower price item makes blockbuster prices. We don't give a shit if you like the movie or the game. The conversation is they made the game for $6 million and everyone's telling you gaming is hard and way too expensive, and then they sold 12 million copies. Well, unless you're Marvel. What's going on, Hilly? I'm telling you guys, stop eating McDonald's. Wendy's is not good for you. I don't eat it very often. I would rather go to a local place and eat food there. Mo says the showcase is 30 minutes long. All right, so it's at 6 p.m., 30 minutes long. All right, I'll do a short stream then, and we'll watch it. We'll watch it live. All right, the next story I want to talk about. Let's talk about No Man's Sky. Okay, so No Man's Sky had an update, another update. They've had so many updates, I've lost track of how many updates they've had. Okay. They have No Man's Sky Adrift. Okay, we're going to read an article and then we'll go into their website and show it more. Okay. So, if you guys like what I do here, we cover news stories. I read it for the first time on stream, give you my thoughts and opinions. If you like that, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. All right, so the next No Man's Sky update makes the game lonelier and more dangerous. Okay, so the Adrift update introduces an alternative version of the universe devoted for all other characters, or devoid of all other characters. Okay, it says, things about to get a little quieter in No Man's Sky universe. Developer Hello Games just released a sci-fi adventure latest update. It's called Adrift. And they introduced an alternative universe that's completely devoid of all other characters. This means no NPCs to chat with or trade with. The studio calls it the first time players can truly be alone in No Man's Sky. That's interesting, right? So basically it's what the game was when it launched, right? When it launched, there wasn't all this stuff in it. And they made the game for the last 7 years to what people wanted the game to be, but now they're making an update to go back to what they wanted the game to be originally. Okay, in addition to making the game lonelier and heightening the senses of isolation is way more present in the early days of the game. Adrift will also make an experience more challenging. Here's how the studio explains it. The alternative universe is more dangerous too, with a sandworm now roaming free and find eggs spreading across planets. Buildings are broken and rusted. A few remaining landmarks are graves of lost travelers in space. And a new ghostly frigate beckons, allowing players to recruit a piece of its lonely universe. Additionally, the update will also introduce a new ship type, a huge starship called the Iron Vulture, that the studio says that should at least provide some sanctuary for the harshness of space. The new feature come not long after the Hello launched the game's 27th major update called Orbital, which, among other things, finally introduces a ship editor into a long-running game. Okay, so there you go. That's all they're saying here. Let's go to the actual expedition, and let's look at it. Expedition 13. Okay, it says, hello, everyone. As long as they changed in years since No Man's Sky releases, there's so much we love about the game, but there's also something unique at release, that how alone you felt in the universe. Going further back, I have great memories of the unreleased versions of No Man's Sky where there was no NPCs, no shops, no help, just you, the player, as a tiny dot lost in the infinite. Okay, for the next update, we wanted to allow players to experience the alternative universe we're calling Adrift, and also the first time players to be truly alone in No Man's Sky, and we think it's a special feeling. Okay, removing other life forms means no shops, no trading, no shortcuts, and no help, providing a different survival experience. This alternative universe is more dangerous too. The sandworm, now roaming free, and also eggs spreading across the planets. Buildings are broken and rusted, and a few remaining landmarks and graves in space. New ghostly frigate beckons, allows players to recruit the piece of lonely universe as we just read. Okay, there's the ship, I guess, that you get to see. Okay. It says we're already 2 huge updates into the year with the release of Omega, and there's also invited everyone to try the game for free. And Orbital, which is overhauls space stations, introduces a long request feature, ship customization, and we're grateful for such an incredible community. We've been exciting and fascinating to see you all hunting, scavenging, and documenting the hundreds of Starship components available to assemble your dream ship. We also have much, much more planned for 2024, and today we're launching the 13th of the No Man's Sky community expansion, Adrift. Adrift Expedition. Step into the empty universe where you'll find yourself surrounded by all travelers, and yet someone still alone, or somehow still alone. The galaxy has also been abandoned, and there's no life to be seen anywhere. No aliens, no operational space stations, none of the usual networks of shops or buildings. Though everyone will be awakened and a worm-infested planet, you'll also not be together in the usual sense. The boundaries between realities have thickened. Communications are consumed by static, and even usually is busting the space anomaly is eerily silent. In this forsaken universe, support the merchants and trades. Self-reliance is more critical than ever to survive. Is spread to repair exploration, the combat challenging, and then meditate upon the darkness of deep space. Completing the Lonely Journey will also award exclusive range of collections, including Gnawing Sculler Champion, supplies of Starship Stealth Paint and Ghostly Frigate, and unique Iron Vulture Starship. Okay, that looks pretty cool. I wonder if you could walk around in your Starship. Being a drift expedition aboard the Space Anomaly, a form of fresh new save, which may later convert into a normal save mode. All the exclusive rewards earned in completing the expedition phase may be redeemed across all save games, courtesy of the Space Anomaly Quicksilver Cynthia's Companion. Adrift begins today and will run approximately 7 weeks. Expedition awards. Let's see. Contemplate the journey through the drift with posters. Also recall empty, endless void of space and the scale of infinite black expanse. They're almost doing stuff sort of like, I shouldn't say they're almost doing like, Fallout 76 kind of does the same type of stuff they're doing with these like type of events. So it's pretty interesting. It says Stealth Paint, exclusive Starship customization option, creating a unique lower raider signature look for your ship. Starship wreckage base parts. Okay, so you can put that in your base with wreckage ships everywhere. You get this little creature here. You get the Ship of the Damned, remains a long abandoned frigate despite the ruined conditions with an apparent crew. It sails on through the stars, so that's pretty interesting. You get the Iron Vulture. The vast quantities of cargo across the galaxy, a stylish, high-capacity hauler, features a unique silhouette and industry's metal finish. It almost looks like it almost looks like the Mandalorian ship a little bit. I wonder if they kind of marked it off of that. Here, look. Wait 1 second. Tell me that this doesn't look like this. Come on. They took that right out of it. That looks pretty eerily pretty close to the to Mandalorian ship. Okay. Completing the multiplayer missions in Space Anomaly Nexus have also recently unlocked a new set of dazzling ice sculptures in the form of majestic. Okay, so you got some ice sculptures you can get there. You get some badges as well. So there you go. There's a lot of stuff. Let's watch the actual video. Let's watch this and see what they have here. We'll go to the YouTube channel.
Introducing No Man's Sky Adrift. The Adrift update brings a new gameplay event for No Man's Sky. For the first time, explore an abandoned universe. The new Iron Vulture starship is a safe haven in these dangerous worlds.
I wonder, I really wish, my son actually brought this up. I never even thought about it. He's like, I want to walk around the ships. I was like, maybe they'll do it later. Maybe they do it with this. Maybe not, though. It's a cool ship.
Exploration challenge. No other life forms. No shops. No help. And make a pact with the ghostly new frigate class. As the mystery begins to unravel, as the cries of the lost echo across time and space, surprises await at every corner with new ship styles to explore. The Adrift update is a unique chance to experience an alternative universe. Our journey continues.
What I find crazy is the amount of updates they do with this game, and I think it's interesting that 7 years after the fact of the game launching, where it was very lonely, boring, they've now gone back to bringing back the loneliness of the game, okay? But at the same time, it's a completely different game now. So I wonder what it feels like now to play this game like it was in the very beginning, but now play with all the updates that they have in there, but yet there's no shops, there's no trading, there's none of that. So you're literally just surviving. You're trying to figure out something as you're going from one planet to the next, figuring out this quest, okay? And you have to keep getting the food. You have to keep getting the gas or the fuel. You have to try to keep updating your ship, I would assume, just like you did before. But now there's no places to buy those things, so you just have to upgrade those things. Be interesting. Maybe I'll jump back in this weekend and test it out a little bit. What's going on, Alien? No health. So if you die, you have to restart the entire DLC. I mean, I would like, it's a hardcore server, which they already had in the game as a hardcore type of thing. This is very interesting. 7 years later and 27 updates later, I think the game, if you're playing like it was day one, now with all the stuff they've done, I think it's going to be a completely different experience, right? Yeah, it's always free, Quintar. It's always free. That's the crazy part. There's a meme that said, Sean, please let me pay. Please let me play or pay. They're making the standard. Like, think about all the stuff. To be honest, though, what No Man's Sky is doing, Fallout 76 and Sea of Thieves, these three games are knocking live service out of the park. Okay? They really are. The constant updates that they give that are free for Fallout 76, for the events and the things they add, okay, with the content, Sea of Thieves, the content they do, and No Man's Sky with the content, here's the best part, though. No Man's Sky doesn't charge nothing. There's no store. Sea of Thieves has an Emporium, the Pirate Emporium. Fallout 76 has the Atom Shop, okay? This game does not have any microtransactions. Zero. It's insane. This should be the standard, not the outlier. Eclipse says, I can't get into No Man's Sky. It's way too sandboxy for me. Like, I'm fine with the sandbox, but if you got to give me a little structure, or my mind just starts to wander off. But they do give you a little bit of structure. The world is to get to the center of the universe. That's it. How you do that, right? You might like this new update. They might have more structure for you to not go off into the distance or whatever, just kind of do what they want you to do. So where does the money come from? I don't think you get money. I think you have to build the stuff. Yeah, I would have to figure that out, Alien. I have like 500 hours in this No Man's Sky from between PC and console. Have you guys seen? I was referring to the devs. How could they maintain the game like this and everything is free for players? Oh, so we read an article, a Reddit post, about a year ago, I think it was now. Now, we don't know for sure, Alien, but we believe that the game sold so many copies when it came out, sort of like Pal World, okay? This is perfect. We were just talking about Pal World, okay? We don't know how many they sold. They never tell us how many they sold. But supposedly, they sold word upwards to like 16 million copies, 15 to 16 million copies of No Man's Sky when it first came out. Okay? But no one ever says anything. So they made so much money from No Man's Sky when it first launched, sort of like a Pal World did, that they could literally give free updates in this Reddit post they did based off of them selling so many copies, and with the studio being only 20 people, they could go another 16 years. 16 years. Okay, total. Not another 16 years. A total of 16 years without ever charging, based off the money they made just from the original No Man's Sky. Now, you're going to remember, every time they do an update like this, they sell more copies of No Man's Sky. Because someone's always first time coming into No Man's Sky. Sort of like Minecraft does, sort of like that type of thing. No Man's Sky was made a killing for sales over the years. They made a sale killing in the very beginning, and they continue to make sales throughout the years. Yeah, it's a cool success story, but obviously, you know, they went through a lot of trouble in the beginning. Their studio got wrecked, right? They got flooded back in the day. They know how to manage the profits. And think about this. While they were making this, they made two other games. They made that small independent game that did whatever, okay? And now they're making Light No Fire. And Light No Fire is going to be basically what this is, but on one planet. This is the way video games should be made, right? This is the only game that's come out like this. Successful live service game. That's not a live service game. They've constantly updated 27 times over 7 years. Okay. That's 4 updates a year, almost, right? Yeah, it would be. Right, management goes a long way, Crowded. I didn't have any useless CEO trying to please stockholders to deal with any of it. Well, you got to remember, they had a deal with Sony in the very beginning. That's what killed this game. They got killed by the deal they had with Sony. They had to go quiet for 2 years. This is why Sean Murray said nothing for 2 years. And then after the 2-year contract ended, that's when they came out with the first update, and then they've been updating it ever since. They put their head down and did work. They got flooded, and then Sony almost killed them by forcing them to release before 1.0 was ready. Yeah, Sony almost killed them. And they signed the deal. They went through that deal, and then after is when they said, okay, we'll just get it back to working order, and that's what they did. And then 2 years after, boom, first update. And then every quarter after that, they've had an update. It's crazy. Such a good success story. When everyone says have a No Man's Sky moment, no one has a No Man's Sky moment except No Man's Sky. It's already out. It came out yesterday. When Sean Murray does a tweet, something's coming, and then as soon as something comes within that same day, within the next 24 hours, he announces it, and then it's out. It's released. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to make... We'll be on for a little bit more. I got to make my end screen. I didn't make my end screen. Hold on 1 second. I'm editing right now. Editing on the fly. I got a whole new start screen we did. And then I forgot to make the end screen. There we go. Can you still play single player? Yeah, you can still play single player. You can make multiplayer. You can go on excursions with friends. You can... There's so much you can do in No Man's Sky now. It's almost so much you can do, it's daunting to play No Man's Sky. I'll try it out this weekend, see if it grabs me. We still have another story. We're going to talk about the what Multiverses took out of the game. So we'll do that in a second. What game has you excited? My excitement has dwindled for games that I was excited about. I was excited about. Hold on a second. I was excited about Outlaws, but then I lost excitement for Outlaws based on 30 endings. I was excited about Outlaws, but then the price structure from Ubisoft kind of like tossed me because I just want to buy a game. I just want to buy a game and have the game. But now there's like different versions, right? If I buy the season pass, then I have to pay $130 for a game that I have to wait for the season pass to come out. I'm giving them $130 now to get the full game down the road, okay? And then on top of that, there's a mission that's locked behind the paywall of the season pass, right? So I have to pre-order it. I have to get the season pass. I have to pay $130 to get that extra mission that launches on day one, okay? Where if I didn't buy that, then I have a $70 version, and I'm missing that mission that I don't get. I don't get the season pass, which is fine. I'll buy that season pass down the road, or I pay $18 for Ubisoft. I don't know if I want to give $18 to Ubisoft right now. I would rather wait for that game to come out and be complete when it comes out with the season pass, okay, and all the stuff's in the game, and then I purchase the actual $18 for that month, play the game, finish the game, and move on. So I'm excited for Outlaws, okay? I'm excited for Space Marines 2 that comes out later this year. I'm excited to hear more about Transformers Reactivate. That was supposed to come out later this year, but now it seems like the rumor that it was out this year. Now rumor is that it's getting pushed back to 2025. I'm a little mad about that. So a rumor of a rumor. You have to invest quite a few hours into No Man's Sky before you get into good stuff. Well, that's for the older stuff. Now with this new thing, you probably don't, right? You're just playing the game. Their new version of the game. I just picked up Star Wars Empire at War, which is a 16-year-old game on PC, and I'm quite loving that game right now. I love the. I'm at 16 years old. $20, best $20 I've spent. I absolutely love what the game is bringing. I'm excited playing that. I'm excited right now. Just playing updates, right? I'm kind of excited. I'm kind of excited for Starfield's update that comes out later this year. I'm excited for Fallout 76 update that comes out in a couple of weeks. So I have plenty of things that I'm excited for that I already own or I'm playing, and I don't really have to play new games right now. I'm excited for college football, but EA has me worried. See, a game like that, I don't, again, because I play single player, I'll play like seasons and stuff like that. I don't need to get that game right now. You know what I mean? I can wait to get college football when it's on Game Pass in 6 months, and then I'll play the season. But that's always weird, right? It's almost like when you watch people watch Fallout, they want to play Fallout games. So when college football season starts up, you want to play college football. It's that type of thing, you know? Yeah, Empire War is fun. Guys, if you guys didn't see my where is it? This one? Nope, not that one. This one? No. Check out my new background. You guys haven't seen my new background. I'm a little excited for it. I still got to tweak some things, but I like it. I'm excited for the Maximum Football that drops. If you guys like a good football game, okay? If you like a good football game, you got to play. What's the one I played? It's called. What the hell game was it? I have it on. It's an 8-bit game. Oh my god, League something. What is it? God, I can't think of the. It's a good football game. It looks like Temco Bowl a little bit, but yeah, it's on Switch. It's on. I can't think of the name. I'm looking it up right now. Oh my god. I can't think of it. You know what? I did videos on it. I can't think of it. My brain completely wiped. Don't you help me, chat. I'm looking it up. I'm not looking at chat just in case you type it in. I'm not doing it. It's not even showing up in my. What are we talking about? Legend Bowl. Legend Bowl. Jesus Christ. I couldn't think of the name. Holy Christ. Yeah, this is Legend Bowl. Okay? It's an 8-bit old school what Madden used to be back in the day. And let me tell you, it's a fantastic football game. Okay? It truly is, and it feels like such a good football game. Don't look at the graphics. Okay? Don't look at the graphics. The gameplay is so good. Okay, they have Legend Bowl and they have college. They have college, a college one that's coming out as well. Okay, if you're a person that doesn't want to support the EAs out there and you want to support a smaller company, I think that 1 or 2 guys made this. Okay, this is a fantastic game. Okay, it doesn't have the real names, but you can name them. You can edit the teams. You can edit every single player on the team if you really wanted to go in depth with it. Okay, and this is not a paid sponsorship. This is me playing the game and absolutely love it. I did a series on 30 and Still Gaming. It's a fantastic game, right? If you truly just like football, you'll get past the graphics super fast. It's one King Javo. Yeah, so one guy done it. He used to work for EA. He used to work for Madden. 6 out of 10 on Switch. Trash game. It's a very good game. How do you look up reviews on Xbox? Oops. Not what I wanted. $18 right now on sale. 4 stars. It doesn't tell me how many reviews. 127 reviews. Yeah, the amount of depth in the game is great. Super Mega Baseball's good. They have Super Mega Baseball 4, which I haven't tried yet, on Game Pass as well. The reason I don't like Super Mega Baseball 4 when it came out is I customized my whole teams, and you can't import them into Super Mega Baseball 4 because they sold it to a different company. So I was a little upset about it. I made all my teams. I had different divisions. I had movie teams. I had corporations. I made all the teams, all the colors, all the logos and stuff. It was fantastic. At 6 o'clock. Redfall's final update is out today. Well, good for them for getting the update out. All right, so we're going to talk about the next story. Yesterday, I rambled and talked about, 6 p.m. Yeah. Multiverses, I rambled about Multiverses yesterday with my experience and what I didn't like about it. This is going to be more structured because they have an article talking about Multiverses relaunch draws many players and many complaints. Okay, so we'll see if some of my complaints are inside this article, and then we'll go to the Reddit post as well and cover that as well. If you like what I do here, we do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. If you like what I do here, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. And if you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. All right, so Multiverse relaunches and draws many players as many complaints as well. Multiverse has finally launched a fully after an open beta, which many didn't realize was an open beta back then. Okay, shut down in June of 2023, which is 1 year after it came out in June of 2022. And while it returns has attracted over 100,000 concurrent players on Steam alone, it's also sparked many complaints. Okay, so the data from players tracking website SteamDB shows Multiverses, the Warner Brothers brawler, where Gizmo and Gremlins, Rick and Morty, LeBron James, Batman, Arya Stark, Bugs Bunny, Shaggy, Tom and Jerry, Jason, and more can all fight. Hit a 24-hour peak of 114,515 concurrent players upon its May 28th, 2024 launch day. And it's strong start for a free-to-play brawler on PC. Sony and Microsoft do not publish player numbers for PlayStation or Xbox. Not everyone is happy, though, with the changes developer player first game made. During the hiatus, however, a Multiverses has dropped to overall mixed perception on Steam as a result of the negative reviews. Changes to the mechanics and the removal of certain features, the intrinsic monetization headline the complaints, with some fans even saying that the final version of Multiverse feels more like a beta than the beta did, which I find pretty funny because, yeah, that's what it seems like to me as well. Okay, they've also taken away more features than they've added, the camera being zoomed in on the team color options and removed pretty crazy, in my opinion. On the top of the list, other really important changes like locking characters even in practice range, Reddit user RadBrad433 wrote. He says, quote, when the Marvel Rivals is in the playtest alpha and can launch into competitive mode, built-in tournament system, and relatively have a well-balanced characters, and this game launches like this nearly a year after, or actually a year and a half after a public testing, I don't get it. There's supposed to be learning lessons here in the beta, and now it's early, but after playing most of today, it feels like a miss. So basically what happened is this game came out in June of 2022, was out for a year, closed down in June of 2023, and since last summer, June 2023, till now, 1 year after, so the game's been in development for at least 3 years, right? You would think a year in development, a year in testing, a year off from testing, and now it comes back, and it's missing more features than it had when it launched in beta, okay, which is a little concerning, okay? So Multiverse launched in July of 2022, okay, but many didn't realize its status as an open beta due to the Battle Pass and other microtransactions, additionally downloadable characters, and so on. After the game's number had dwindled to under 1,000 concurrent players on Steam, Player First Games announced that the beta would come to an end in June of 2023. Throughout our open beta, we've been working hard to build the best gameplay experience, and we appreciate all the inspiration you've been giving us. And the co-founder of the game director, Tony Huini, I don't butchered it, okay, said at the time, our open beta has been an important learning opportunity for us and stepping stone for the next phase of Multiverses. This is why I say don't buy anything, right? They put a microtransaction store over a year ago. You paid for all this stuff. They ran with your money and then decided to come back and said, hey, we gave you this stuff, but there's still stuff missing. But as noted by Madrian players online, the full version of Multiverses is lacking several features the beta did. Let's give it up for Warner Brothers and the first games for killing the offline scene by removing the complete offline roster, said on Reddit. The other honorable mentions go on to not being able to test characters before buying them and removing options for people to build muscular memories with. Okay. Another post is sloppy buttons lists everything that changed for the worse from the beta period, which also includes battle changes like no leaderboards after the battle report, no game mode or more mode changes like removal of cooperative battles against AI, no free-for-all mode with items, also points to more loading screens, removed input options, and more. Okay, players are otherwise frustrated with the economy of the version of Multiverses. While it's free-to-play game with the likes of battle passes and other microtransactions that lets players buy skins, new characters, many of the players complain about major changes to how monetization works. I had watched my video yesterday, okay? Near the end of the stream, I talked about how the monetization I felt was really scummy. So let's see what they say. Okay. A cheaper tier of characters available for 1,500 fighter currency. One of the in-game currencies are no longer available, which you paid for if you were founders and whatnot. With every character now costing between 3,000 and 6,000 each, or 1,000 and 1,200 Gleamium. The main premium currency bought with real money. The cheapest players can buy Gleamium is a pack of 450. For $5, right? So technically they're taking 50 cents, right? If you do a penny a thing or whatever, it would be $5 and you should get 500 coins, but you're getting 450 for $4.99, while most expensive and the best value pack is 6,000, which costs $49.99. Okay, the bundles have specifically caused frustration too, as an uncommon skin costs 500 Gleamium. Okay, 500 Gleamium you would think is $5. But if you pay $4.99, you're only getting 450 Gleamium. Okay, meaning the cheapest is $4.99 bundle doesn't quite grant players enough to buy one. This is common technique used to keep players spending. Scummy as hell, wrote one person. No one wants to spend $10 for what should be a $5 skin. Please change it to 500 Gleamium. I think it can speak on behalf of everyone. That's absurd. Okay. Only 5 characters are available for free at launch too, and the rest of the roster must be unlocked with fighter currency, which is earned through completing missions, seasonal events, single-player mode, Rift, and also the Battle Pass with Gleamium. Players who want a full roster immediately must therefore pay using the cheapest options available, which would cost you $155. This will give players access to every character, but not extensive collection of skins, announcer packs, animated ringouts, profile icons, and so on, which are all available at an additional cost. A bundle which includes 1 skin stance, emotes, voiceover, and ring out for Shaggy is currently available on sale for 2,444 Gleamium instead of 3,325. Okay, player purchases that the 20 Gleamium pack will again find themselves short of that amount with 2,200 total. Right? How a company does this is beyond me. Okay, this is scummy of the scummiest sense. Okay, if they haven't learned from all these other games in the past decade that have tried to pull this stuff off, is beyond me. But they do it on purpose because they're greedy corporations. Okay, WB has to make that debt back. Okay, the pack is on cheaper end of the main of any other offer too, with the others costing as much as $33.90 Gleamium on sale for $4,525 usually. And I love this. Right? They make this just made up number in their head. They're like, oh yeah, it costs $45.25, but we're giving it on sale for $33.90. Really? This made up number that you made, and you're putting this other made up number that you're doing? It's so ridiculous. This one includes a banner on top of what's included in Shaggy's bundle and would cost players $35 at the discounted price of $45 usually. This is exactly why I said none of these characters should cost money. They are charging so much absurdity for these bundles for banners and voice lines and skins and all this other stuff. All the fighters in the game should be free in the game. Okay? You shouldn't have to purchase these characters on top of all the other stuff. Okay? It's a PvP fighting game. They spend a year making literally everything gameplay-wise worse on implementing a fucking currency stories, FOMO, and mobile game level grind for gems for players versus everyone's upgrades. Okay. Patrick on Steam said, so much potential wasted due to baffling decisions and corporate greed, wrote another user. Amen, brother. Okay. Quote, they locked the ability to test our characters and skins in practice, removed our universal currency of gold, and replaced it with 3 different mobile game bullshit currencies, including Prestige, which is basically a VIP system. Pay more money, get more Prestige currency, use Prestige currency to unlock the most wanted cosmetics, and Multiverses still pulls in a good number of players despite these complaints, but players' first games knows from experience that numbers can quickly fail fans, and therefore hoping it moves addressing the community's complaints quickly. This is what they're trying to do, okay? They're trying to make as much money as possible off suckers, okay? Off suckers, okay? And this is a problem, okay? This is scummy tactics put in. Oh, this costs $5, but you're only getting $4.50. Okay, so everything that changed for worse from the beta period, okay? I love when I talk about this stuff. I always get blips inside of YouTube when you start talking about one of these companies. It's amazing to me. It's like clockwork. It really is. So everything that changed for the worse from the beta period. Gameplay. No more ground neutral air. The camera zooms in far too often. No leaderboards. No after battle report, aka damage done ringouts. You can't see who's accepted declined rematches. Okay, modes. No more co-op versus AI, which is stupid in my opinion. Okay, no offline play. No FFA mode with items. Training. You can no longer play as characters you don't own in local play or training. You can't change your controller settings in the training room anymore. More full loading screens than changing settings start positions. No advanced tutorial mode. Economy progression. No more cheaper characters, e.g. Garnet or Taz for $1,500. Every character is $3,000 to $6,000. No non-Gleamium skins. No more Battle Pass XP after every match. We can also level up the Battle Pass from challenges now. No toast backs if someone toasts you after you've left the post-match screen. You have to use your character tickets if you got them, presumably also Battle Pass tickets. You can't choose to pay characters currency or Gleamium. Settings, no options to remove team colors in battles, no ability to swap neutrals or side attacks, can't remove lower buffering inputs, and can't change the game's language and settings. I mean, this all sounds fantastic. You've done a fantastic job, WB, in Play First Games. Okay, I don't think you actually played first or player first games. Okay, I think you went backwards. You literally took more things out of the game than you put into the game. A year after you put in a 1 year playtest, you literally took majority of the things out, got the feedback that you got from people. These are things that they actually liked in the actual game, hence why you added it originally in the first place. And then you removed this stuff in for more grimy, scummy business tactics because you're just scummy. And this seems really bad. It does, because the game itself is actually pretty fun. I'm pretty good with Batman. I like playing the game, but let me tell you, man, every corner around, it just feels like they're trying to pull something off, right? I showed you yesterday that I have to complete the rift, but I can't do the one rift because I need a t-shirt, and the t-shirt's going to cost me Gleamium, and I don't have enough Gleamium to pay because I have to, if I want to play the Batman or any other character with the t-shirt on, I have to then go spend money in the real store to then go back to play a thing that gets little stars here and there, okay? It's absolutely scummy in every shape, way, or form. As of right now, I hope that this game bombs. I do. I hope it goes the way of the dodo because of these scummy tactics that it does. If you're enjoying it, enjoy it as long as you can, because just like they took it down off of last year because they lost the player base and there was no one playing the game, that's going to happen much faster this time around. Why? Because we're not idiots. We played a game and we thought it was a better game back when it came out a year ago, 2 years ago when it launched. Okay, and now it's a worse game. A worse game that you're going to be paying real money for to unlock these characters to have a worse experience in this game. Do not give them money. Do not pass go. Do not let them collect $200 off of you. Okay, wait to play. There's plenty of games out there that you can play for free. There's plenty of games out there that you can buy with your actual hard-earned money. There's plenty of games out there that are better than this game right now. This game right now is in a worse state than it was when it left. Okay? Do not help them. The only way they're going to help is not playing the game. They'll learn real quick what is right and what's wrong in the gaming industry. These are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments section down below. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe. And if you like what I do here, please make sure you check out some of our other videos. Thanks for watching. What's going on, Jones? Are you in Florida? With this and Suicide Squad, WB keeps on winning. Oh, yeah. The entire state of play has been leaked. Is that true? That's not true, is it? You're in Miami. I guess early access, if they're getting data on what to screw you. So this is a full release now, right? This is a full release now of a game that was in better shape when it was in beta. Amazing. This is like Battlefield 2042 all over again, right? You come out with 8 maps. We're like, oh, we got 8 maps in the game. We're really happy about these 8 maps. And they're like, well, we know you don't like the 8 maps, so we're going to take the next 18 months and we're going to fix those 8 maps for you. They removed tutorial and removed advanced tutorial. The only tutorial in the game is like for the Rift mode. Okay? They got rid of co-op versus AI, which I don't understand. They got rid of offline mode. Getting rid of offline mode is 100% showing you They want you to play against other people so you can see the skins, you can see the things, you can see the... Right? Ron said it's not true. Okay. Rank play is not in the game yet. Oh, and the connection issues are terrible right now. Okay, it's a PvP online game. I was playing last night, and I hit somebody, and it froze for a good 5 seconds. And when I came back, I was kicked out of the game. Okay, another time I was playing, and I got hit, and then when it came back, I was eliminated. I was like, oh, this is great. This is good stuff, right? It's a good thing they went to Unreal Engine 5. Yeah, it doesn't feel good to grind. They don't explain anything. Like the Agent Smith thing, it's going to take you at least a month and a half to get that, which they say is going to be 2 weeks early to get them, right? So it's just ridiculous. Because to do each of the rift things, you have to complete the entire rift, beat the boss, okay? And I would say you're going through to do each one is anywhere between a half hour, 45, maybe an hour based on difficulty. There's 3 that you could do now, okay? But the other ones are locked behind a paywall or locked behind a time gated, right? So it's just so odd, right? Like Poison Pants Chuck decided to do something like, how do we screw this game up? Well, let me tell you. The game is free to play. If you are a beta player, you get the battle pass for free. Right. If you played it at all, you get it for free. Let me tell you what my son's going through right now, which I'm pretty excited for. His game hasn't updated. So you log into his game on his Xbox, and it says the 3 things is it's got a store, but not everything's in the store. It's got the fighters, and it has play. That's it. Play, fighters, store. And then you can click on all the characters and play the characters. But he doesn't have anything else. He actually has the better version. You can play offline mode and have all the characters unlocked, which you can't do right now with the updated version. And for some reason, his game doesn't want to update. Right, if you didn't have Joker, you have to go back and do them. Right. So if you're missing a t-shirt or you're missing a character, if you're missing any of the things, you have to unlock them first. And you either unlock them by time waiting, okay, or pay them with Gleamium. Tell them to keep it offline. Set to never update. Yeah, it's crazy. I just don't understand how you screw something up like this. It's a shame. Let's see here. Yo mode. Media file. Give me 1 second. I gotta get my... There it is. Well, that's wrong. Oh, I hit the wrong one. There we go. Okay, so that'll work. Yeah, it sucks. I hope they listen to the players and fix everything for them. Like I said, I'm having fun, but I can't understand why people are mad. I can understand why people are mad. I am enjoying the game until you get to the checkpoints, right? Like you're crossing borders, right? I'm playing the game. I'm trying to level up my characters, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, if you want to level up, you have to go play 10 matches in 2v2, or you have to go play 1v1, and you have to win. Okay. Well, last night I played up against people that were sweaty as hell. Right, I played for 45 minutes and didn't win one mission. And I was like, all right, well, that's kind of off-putting, right? This is why I wanted to play against AI so I could progress, because the only way you progress up the battle pass is by doing the dailies and weeklies, okay? And the game before, when it was in beta, you could do that. You could get the stuff done, because if it was too hard to do against somebody else, because if you want to sweat or whatnot, cool. But if you wanted to get these things done because it was upgrading the battle pass as you would go through, then you would unlock stuff by doing it against the AI. Well, they got rid of that. You can only get this stuff now against other people. Well, time difference. If you're awesome at the game and you're really good, then you're going to go through the battle pass faster because you're winning faster, right? Yeah, you could play the computer before. You can't play it now. Right? The only way you can play now is by doing the rift mode. You can also go up the battle pass, but it's like a slow grind. And then there's certain things that you can't do to get the points to get into the rifts, because you need a certain amount of points. But to do that, you need to get the graphic tee, or you need to play as the Joker, or you need to play as this, and you need to get the Gleamium. Well, your Gleamium is just short, okay? And to get it, like for instance, the Joker costs 6,000 Gleamium. Right now, I've been playing for a good, I don't know, 12, 15 hours, and I have 5,600, right? I'm 400 short. Well, the only way I can get more Gleamium now is going up the battle pass. The only way I can go up the battle pass is by completing the things. But the only way I can do that is by playing the... I'm just like, holy Christ, man. Would this game survive as a premium game? I think this game would survive if they just unlock the characters, Jones. If they just unlock the players. All the heroes are in the game. You can play as any character you want, okay? And then just everyone pays for the skins. They would have a blast. Because as people are playing the characters they want to play, okay, then they would buy skins for them. They would do updates for them. Yeah, it's super slow. Yeah, I play just sometimes for something to do. I'm playing Mad Max and Max Payne 3. Funny how old games were so much better. Big T says, this is a Multiverses game, was much better in its original form. Mario Brothers game, less roster. Look, I'm okay if they charge for like DLC characters or whatnot, right? You do a pack. We've talked about this in the past. If you bring in new heroes, you want to put them in the battle pass or something like that. You bring in like 5 new heroes, right? Not nickel and dime people. Like you sell a pack of the new heroes. But the problem with a PvP game, it's a rock, paper, scissors match type of stuff, right? I played a guy last night that hit me 3 times. I shit you not. He was Jason. He hit me 3 times. He punched me, grabbed me, charged, and chucked me out. That was it. I was like, okay. Right? Then I had a really good match against a Shaggy. We were going back and forth, hitting each other. We were fighting. I eliminated him. He eliminated me. I eliminated him. He eliminated me. We're tooth and nail. It's like 100 points each. We're trying to hit each other up in the air. It was a good match. But that was a sweat fest. Also, I could get 1 win of 10 wins, so I could get 150 points. Like, get out of here. Right? Like, what is... Let me see. Let me go to Multiverses real fast and look up what the daily is. It's like 150 absurd points. And it's not even to unlock a character. It's just to get perks. Let me see here. Log in 2 more days. Woo! I got 500 XP. Fantastic. Okay. Play 1v1 PV games. I gotta play. Just play. Okay. Yesterday was win. Today is play. Okay. I get 150 XP. 150 XP barely moves the freaking dial. Because they don't tell you what you need to go up to the points. They just show you a meter. Well, I don't know what's the spot between level 9 and 10. I don't know. Do they tell you that? I don't think they tell you that. Right? Oh boy. I can claim a new outfit here. I get prestige points. Which I don't know what prestige points do. Let's go to my currency roster thing that I have no idea. Prestige points. I have 44,925. What do I use those prestige points for? Where do I use those? Right? This one is just training. Log in 3 days, log in 4 days, log in 5 days, log in 6 days, right? Daily missions, right? 150. So for my daily, I get... Oh, there we go. We're almost up to the next tier 10. I need 800 more points. 800 more points. So 5 games, that's going to be 150. 5 games there, so 10 games gets me 300. Deal damage, 500 damage. I could do that in about 5 games or so. 3 games. Okay, so that's 450. That's 600 hit down attacks 12 times. Okay, and then win PvE games, right? 3. Win PvP games, that's another 3. Required rifts, required PvP. So I could get 3, 6, 9, 900. I could just go up a level. Just go up a level if I do my dailies. Okay. Can't do much more than that. Right? Just give me the characters. People will buy the cosmetics of your absurd cosmetics. You're like, well, how are they going to make it? All right. Well, they'll make it because you're paying $5 for $4.50, right? Think about that. That's a great deal, isn't it? Hey, give me $5, and I'm going to give you $4.50 back in your transaction of tokens, right? You go to a casino. If I give $5, they give me $5 in chips. If I give them $5, they're giving me $4.50 in chips. It's a transaction fee, right? Is that what it is? Jason, that's my moves too. Yeah, you just grab them, punch them, and then you do the bed spread where you smash them in a bed. Go to the prestige store. Ooh, prestige. So, let me go back to this. The prestige store. Okay. Now, I'm assuming because I played the beta, they gave me some prestige money beforehand, right? I would assume. Because there's no way I earned 44,925. Okay. So I can get the voice line for Batman, but I need 100,000 for the Batman Who Laughs to get the skin for the prestige store. Dude, I can get burnt toast. I can get burnt toast. Way too much currency. Way too much currency. So there's little timers. There's little timers, Paul. If you go to the fighters, this right now, Adventure Time and LeBron James are the ones that give you, right? You only have 5 guys that you have unlocked. The 5 that you have at launch, I believe, is Bugs Bunny, Batman, Shaggy, Velma, and Wonder Woman. You get Jason on the first tier of the Battle Pass. If you play the beta, you get the Battle Pass for free. Otherwise, you wouldn't have Jason. And then you earn him by logging in 2 days. Okay? So let me get this straight. They're okay giving free characters out. But they can't give free characters out because that's how they make money. If you need a slide ruler and an abacus to figure it out, it's too complicated. They're confusing on purpose. Right, Big T. It's like they put all these different currencies in there. This prestige is for this, and this is for your perks, and then this is for the actual Gleamium, and then this is for XP, and this is... It's like, okay. Like, they don't actually tell you. They don't tell you. There's no explanation for Agent Smith. None. Right? If you click on this, what it reads... Okay, what it reads at the top. It says, beat a boss for the first time and earn points for the first time. As you earn points, you earn rewards. That's it. Okay? Beat the boss for the first time to earn points. Not the same boss, just earn the boss. Well, the only way you get the boss... is in each of these things. Okay, each of these, and there's only 3 in each level right now. These are locked for some reason. We have no idea. Gem level 4. I don't know how to update my gems. They don't explain anything. Okay, it says a great place to start. Complete matches against your bot enemies, solo or co-op with a friend. Power up your collecting by leveling up gems. Okay. Enemies will keep damaging taken between attempts. Enemies do less damage, but rewards are lower than other difficulties. Great. My gem level is 2.6. So I'm assuming the gems are the things that I need to get, right? Unlock inside of this, okay, which is the bottom right-hand corner, are my gems, okay? Which I have 80 of 100. All I got to do now is play with somebody, and I'll unlock the other 20, okay? That's the point I'm at right now. Unlock it with your wallet. Right. That's exactly right, Al Dente. The banana dude's OP as fuck. Nate. He's OP as hell. He does a little stab, 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 and then he does this like body slam and launches people off the freaking thing. You power up, you stab them a couple times, and you slam them, and they're dead. It's an incredible looking mobile game for your console. Here's the frustrating part. There's some talented people that made this game for the animations. I talked about this in the past, about the different characters. Like, the amount of, like, the banter that goes between the characters, the way, like, Velma runs, like, just like the cartoon. Tom and Jerry. Tom and Jerry, I said this when the game came out. It's amazing because Tom is not actually fighting you. Like, if me and Eclipse are fighting, Tom is not fighting Superman, okay? He's fighting Jerry. Tom and Jerry are having their own little battle, and as you're fighting Jerry, you're hitting the other guy, okay? And it's so good, okay? It's so good, the amount of detail they've done in the game. It's just so sad that it's got to be ruined by the greedy companies with the microtransactions. There's some talented people working at Player First Games. There truly are. Like Jason, the way he acts and the way he teleports and stuff, just like it is the mystery, you know, just like the murder films. The sleeping bag, the attention to detail they do for Bugs Bunny digging holes, right? I'm very excited to see what other characters they bring to the game, but they got to, at least at the bare minimum, they've got to put everything back the way it. Oh, hold on. They got to put it back to the way it was for this. All of this needs to go back in the game. This is stuff they removed from the beta into the full release. Yeah, Tom and Jerry, they're fighting each other. It's amazing. And all the other characters, right? They just feel good. They've done a really good job with the characters of the different abilities they have. They've done a really good job with the voice and the way they animate them. It's just really, really done well. And yet it's tarnished because of the monetization of the game. So it's sad. Until they at least put this back, I wouldn't play the game. Until they put all the stuff, they have to put no more the co-op versus AI and the offline play. Okay? They got to put that back. Here, I'll show you real fast, and then I'm done for the day because I got to go hang out with my son. It's summertime, and then we'll be back. We'll be back at 6 p.m. We'll watch this Sony thing together. Tom and Jerry Multiverses. like check it out. They're fighting together. But he's trying to hit, look, he's trying to hit Jerry. Right? He's trying to hit Jerry with the pan, but he misses him, and then he hits Shaggy, right? He's trying to grab Jerry, and then he hits Shaggy, right? Do you see? He does the different things where, right? He swings, tries to hit him like a badminton. He misses. Got the pans, the pots. I'm telling you, the attention to detail is fantastic. And yet, they ruin it. They ruin it with the microtransactions. Look, I'm okay if you want to charge for stuff. Right? If you want to charge for skins and you want to charge for that stuff, cool. But put the characters in there, man. Stop. You know why I don't play mobile games? Mobile games stop me from playing their game. Right? You play a mobile game for a little bit, and then you run out of energy. Or you hit a certain point, you're like, oh, well, you're going to have to spend a little bit of cash. And you're like, well, if you can't play your game anymore, then I'm done playing your game. And that's what this feels like. There's a barrier. There's a gear check, a status check, a money check, whatever you want to call it. There's a check. Instead of me just coming in and playing your game and enjoying your game and going, you know what, I have a good time in your game, I'm going to give them a couple of money. Right? I'm going to give them a piece of money. I'm going to buy a battle pass. Nope. They're like, nope. Papers, please. Papers, please. We need your papers. You need to buy microtransaction. Yes, that's my Nazi. That's my Nazi voice. That makes me want to use them more. Oh, Tom and Jerry? Or you have to watch an ad to keep playing. Yeah. Yeah. Well, they don't need to be free to play. Make a game, sell a game. They choose to go free to play, try to make us as much money as possible outside of the need. Right? Well, this is what I love, right? They'll make a game like this, and they'll be like, well, no one was playing it, so we had to shut down the studio. And everyone's like, man, that's a disappointment. That's what you chose to do. El Dente says they need to make make a mentality of make a good game that people like, then monetize. Not monetize first, then fix the game. Right. But the amount of money they'll make before they fix the game is a lot of money. It really is. Were you from school already out? I don't know what that means. I don't know what you're asking, Nate. Sorry. They always ruin games like this. Yeah, let's make a fun game. And then let's ruin it with microtransactions. Imagine playing a game where, like, hey, you want to play as this character? You can only play him 5 times today. Like, oh, well, that's a shame. If you want to unlock more times to play with him, you're going to have to pay $5.99. You mean like an arcade? No, I'm good. Argus says, the funny thing is they choose to play out the greed. There's always been free games without monetization. Now they have people defending them going free to play as a reason they need money. Oh, yeah. I had someone in my chat the other day. Well, that's a bad take, man. That's how they make money, to get engagement. I'm like, no, the game itself is the engagement. Like, you make a game, have a fun game. If I'm having fun in your game, I will purchase stuff in your game. They dig their own hole, and when they make their game as games of service, even though they choose so willingly to try to squeeze even more money out of the people than they should, right? Oh no, my kid's out. Yeah, my kid's out. His last day of school was Friday. That's if that's what you're asking, Nate. Yeah, this is his 4th day off already. Yeah, we're cruising along. 51 days left. 51 days remaining. Who's counting, though? Who's counting? Well, Florida. My son, there's people come out at, he's in a charter school. They ended on Friday, but they also start, I think, August 12th, I think. Yeah, there's people that still have 2 weeks. There's this week and next week. Next week is the last week for majority of the schools here. Want to keep playing? Drop a quarter. Did you imagine, El Dente, if they put a goddamn quarter slot? That'd be hilarious. For 24 hours only on PlayStation, you can get the Assassin's Creed Valhalla Complete Edition 85% off. Or so the PS app notified me. Well, how are they going to make money from that, Argus? How are they going to make money off of that? How can they give 85% off? It's almost like giving the game away for free. All right. I'm starting to get hungry, and I got to start hanging out with my son. We'll be back 6 p.m. tonight for the... I'll probably go live about 10 minutes before 6 p.m. to watch the PlayStation event live with you guys on this channel. Okay? Then I'll be back shortly after that for Generation X Gaming, the weekly podcast that goes over a few of the top stories in the past week, and we rant along the way. I appreciate you very much. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and if you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. That's what will happen to Outlaws. Yeah, real fast. Well, they make money off it because they don't need to gain the cost of $70 to make the money they need. All right, so I'll see you guys tonight about 5:50 before 10 minutes before 6. We'll watch the Sony event, and then we'll go off air, and then we'll come back at 8 p.m. With Sarge for Generation X Gaming. I appreciate it very much. You guys have a great rest of your afternoon, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.